Welcome, Nation, to another episode of Rogue Nation. With me tonight is the Red Ranger of Power.
With all the dirty talk.
All the dirty talk. We got Zero Speed Bard.
I guess I'm slowing down.
Oh, that's right. It's the 2-speed Bard.
He dirty talks at 0 speed.
I do like the
Zero Speed. Zero Speed Bard.
Oh man.
We got the Ghost. We got the God Dude of podcasts.
Yo.
And I'm your Herald of Thunder, and again, we've got the Toy Hunter back for another edition. Always love having him on. It's great.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Make this permanent, please.
He's done that 0 speed.
So, how's everybody doing? How's the week going? It's the beginning of the week, so
Yeah.
I was the rest of last week, I guess.
Yeah.
Got a lot of info last week.
As you guys saw, I'm just sad about having to redo my tattoo.
Yeah, but that's all part of it, though.
Yeah,
part of the process, man.
Yeah.
It means the holding's gonna be really vibrant when it's done.
yeah, I know.
Unless
it's
he
gonna be
waits
dope.
another 2 years, then it's just gonna fade again.
I fucking hope
His
not.
tattoo artist already told him every other week I want you in here.
Yeah. He's like every 2 weeks we'll do 2 sessions of 2 to 4 hours and we'll be done.
Just pray he doesn't have to go over the stuff he's already gone over again.
Yeah.
Because if you're waiting 2 weeks, that stuff's still gonna be raw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. I waited 3 weeks for my Superman, and it was still raw.
Fuck.
So
I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen for me. I heal pretty good.
I think it's been a month for me. I went a month ago. So I'm like,
I have to wait
I'm
months.
healed.
I have to wait months because my tattoo artist, he actually lives in another state, but he owns a store down here.
Okay,
So he
cool.
comes down once a month to kind
Gotcha.
of handle his clients. in the
No
area.
wonder he sits you down for half a day.
Well, yeah,
Makes
but we were
sense.
doing that before he did.
Mm.
Because when I started my Superman, first one I got from him was my Superman. When we started with that one, he still lived down here, and we still sat 6-7 hours at a time.
Yeah, I only do long sessions. I don't like short.
No, it's 2 hours. It's like you just get going, and you do the pain. You're just starting to get numb to the pain.
Like, I'm already
And
hurting.
that's-
Let's just go
yeah.
through it.
And you're like, okay, we're done. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're done?
He
And
was
then
just
you-
got him wet.
Yeah.
I was used to only long sessions, but this was the first time it was only 2. But I understand he had other.
Oh, yeah, if he's got other people.
That is, he's just retouching.
Mm.
He's not, continuing.
Mhm.
But what sucks is I have to stretch out these retouches because now the area is going to be in pain, and now
Yeah, he's going to have to go through
re-heal.
color and everything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you putting it all the way down for sleep?
No, I'm
Okay,
doing
just
basically
quarter.
half sleep.
Half sleep? Okay.
For now.
Well, he
I was
wants
going to do that too, and then I went full.
Yeah, well, he
I'm
wants
saying,
to do it.
it's just Psylocke and it's just Cassandra Cain.
Mhm.
And then obviously that changes.
It's like, no, I need more.
Yeah, it's like, I got more characters.
That's what having a tattoo is all about. You need more, I love sitting and watch those people get tattoos that are sitting there like, I'm done. I don't want anything else after this. It's like, then why did you even get the first one?
Oh,
This
man.
isn't for you.
Yep.
It's because you don't know until you know,
Mhm.
until you do it.
Like my favorite part of getting a tattoo is when you've been there for like an hour and a half and you've just been cutting and digging and everything like that, and then he sprays the soap on your arm, and it's so cool and refreshing, and he wipes it off.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
actually
amazing.
hate that.
Huh?
I hate it.
Oh, you do hate
I
that?
hate it.
Oh, I love that's my
I
favorite
know it
part.
needs to be done, but it's just like,
That's so.
because it hurts and he's like
To
rubbing
me,
it out.
it's euphoric. To me, it's euphoric because it's like it's cold. My arm is hot.
For sure,
It's nice
for sure.
and cold.
Yeah.
It's like ASMR. It activates
Mhm.
the pleasure centers in my brain. I can feel the serotonin running in my brain. It's just like, oh. And I sat next to a girl who was like, she was getting hers done. She's like, I hate this part. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And everybody else in the place was like, yeah, what are you talking about? It was like the best part.
Yeah.
It's like why you get a tattoo. It's just for that feeling.
It really is, and then that's when you get the first good look.
Yeah.
Mm.
When you start wiping off all the, especially when it gets to the color, you start wiping off all the color that's obscuring your picture. Yeah.
Man, I need to get another tattoo.
Yeah.
See, I did a home tattoo with a buddy of mine who was practicing, and it was my first. It's my only currently, and I never got to get that feeling because it was a home tattoo. So we never went through all of that.
Mm.
It was just pain.
You gotta get an anime tattoo, man. Especially with my guy.
Well, my only tattoo is an anime tattoo.
Get more.
I know.
What is it?
Yes, it's what's called an Ouroboros
Okay.
from Fullmetal Alchemist. So
Mhm.
it's designed differently, and of course, like a genius, I put it on my foot. So that shit hurt.
Yeah.
As a first tattoo.
As a first, yeah, I'm the smart guy, and my friend
To
was
be
like,
fair, my
"Hey,
first
shit."
tattoo was my Green Lantern ring on my finger. So
It's like
I think I want to get better than foot.
I want to
yeah, yeah.
It's like
I can
somebody
believe
saying, I want to get my first tattoo where? On my balls.
Might as well.
Oh.
But yeah, I definitely need to start getting tattoos.
Joe has like a mighty morphin grid on his ass.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wow. Beyond the grid.
The entire
Going beyond the grid.
That's
And all
That's
the
the title.
All the
right?
coins,
That's
all
the
the
title,
coins
right?
spread out everywhere.
Or Necessary Evil does come out of there.
I didn't know Power Ranger jokes could be so
Oh
funny.
man.
I really hope you're really heard on this episode.
It's all of us just laughing at something that can't be heard.
Oh man.
That's it. That's what happened that time that Jeff called him.
I know.
When he lost his audio.
Yeah.
Fuck, well, that episode was so bad.
You know what we could do? We can get Joe a wireless headset that connects to the laptop.
Nice.
That way he's always heard. Like the ones they have at work, Kevin.
Yeah, but he's gonna. His mic would pick us up though, so you would get double sound.
Damn,
Yeah,
you're right.
the rest of us are already loud
We
enough.
project too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd actually have to be in another room.
Put me in a Zorna 2.
I have to be home.
Yeah, right.
I have to be home.
We'd have to record at your house,
Oh,
and then he would have to.
no,
be
bro, you
here.
have to be in your mom's house in Hialeah.
Damn. That's
It's not
far.
Chrissy's house.
Yeah, that's far.
They'll still hear you.
All right, well, some comics.
Yes.
A lot of comics,
Let's get to
too.
it. It's a ton.
And
There's
then-
not much this week.
And this week is light as hell. So it's like,
I think I looked and I'm like, oh, I'm only grabbing the Marauders. I was like, all right.
who wants to start?
I'll go. I just want to give a brief little shout out to Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider #3. I finally got to reading it, and I'm still on this book, man. I'm digging it. It's campy, but I think I'm having fun with it. It's just Ghost Rider being his craziest. So the whole thing is he's fighting this cosmic villain who's gotten his soul from Mephisto in the past. And it's just them kicking the shit out of each other the entire issue. And it's really, really good. And the book basically ends with Ghost Rider winning, being the winning side, and then the cosmic villain handing him and saying, "Well, I have your soul. Why don't we trade my life for your life?" And it ends with him getting his soul back and turning back into Frank. So that's what makes the book good, I think, is you get more of the history of how he became Ghost Rider. So you see him go to hell. You see him talk to Mephisto. You see him take the deal and become Ghost Rider. You see more of that because he's basically having an argument the whole time with the Cosmic King that he's fighting. I'm still on the book. I think the book's great. But like I said, it is campy and the art is a little
rough
on it. But for Ghost Rider, it works. For Cosmic Ghost Rider, it works. So I'm in.
It's funny. I read this one. I've read 1 through 3.
Oh, you still reading?
I fell off 1. 2, I glanced over. 3, I glanced over 2, but I only paid attention during the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, where it kind of led nowhere, I was like, fuck this book. But I get why you're intrigued on it. You are into the character more than I am.
I really dig this character, and it's interesting the play, how they're playing with him, what they're doing. Because really, this character should not exist. I mean, he's 3 times over.
Yeah.
He's Silver Surfer, Ghost Rider, and Punisher mixed into one character. You know, he should not exist, but he works, and he shouldn't work either, but he does. And what do you do with a character that overpowered?
Right.
You know, it's like the Superman problem. What do you do with Superman when he's so overpowered? With Cosmic Ghost Rider, it's like, well, they just have to keep throwing up against cosmic villains. You know, wouldn't be surprised if he fights the fucking Living Tribunal just because it's the only place he could go.
Yeah, it's like where else do you go?
Yeah,
I mean, because most of the characters, most of the OP characters Marvel has, they kind of just set aside.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never hear of Blue Marvel.
Although I think,
right. And versus the Hickman
Mhm.
run, I think it was.
And that was it. And the Ultimates, the Al Ewing Ultimates one.
yeah.
And even there, Spectrum, same, Monica Rambeau. Like, it's like they gotta be in like group books in order to do something.
The thing I loved in Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider was just the ending of the first issue, which you and I talked about.
Yeah, that
Justin.
last little piece.
The thing when he and present day Frank meet and fight and like kind of don't really talk, like they talk but not really.
Right.
But they have that argument of why didn't you save the
Bro,
family?
so good.
Yeah.
Bro, if you would have given me a mini about that would have been awesome.
But that's how I felt about the little flashbacks in this book.
Yeah.
That was more of him, like, just... It was really great, too, because the scene... Like, if I had to pick a scene out of the book that I really liked, there's a scene between Mephisto and Frank Castle when he's tempting him,
Mhm.
and he's just like, I'm supposed to. Mephisto's like, I got a deal for you.
Yeah.
You asked for a deal. He's like, I didn't ask for anything. He's like, well, most people's last words are unheard of, but we know what you mean.
Mm.
And then he goes on to, he's like, I'm supposed to offer you this deal, yada yada yada,
Yeah.
Ghost Rider, but I'm looking at your life, and they keep showing pictures of his life where he's
Yeah.
eating out of a can with a knife. And he's like, I'm supposed to offer you this stuff, but I think you would be better off if you just took the torture. And then he's just like, forget you, I take the deal. Now send me back.
Yeah.
That's how that ends. I
Yeah.
think that's like the best scene in the book. I love it.
I like to that point of Bethesda. He's like, man, I don't think I've ever seen a life that miserable.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm supposed to offer you this whole deal, but I think you'd be better off with the torture.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then I read X Force number 8.
Mm.
X Force number 8 is kind of not the redemption, but the final play out of Domino, because this book has her and her searching for the rest of her genetic code
Right.
that was stolen from her, and then Colossus gets involved because ever since his traumatic moment, which I'm having a hard time
in
remembering.
Russia.
Yeah.
And then he got reborn.
Yeah, he got okay. That's what it was. He got
Mhm.
reborn. Ever since then, he hasn't wanted to leave Krakow.
Yeah.
He's almost like, I'm afraid to go
PTSD.
anywhere. Yeah. So, and her tracking down, using Sage to track
Yeah.
down, she starts to get her luck powers back because she finds 4-leaf clovers around her again, which I
Right.
thought was a great explanation.
It was
Yeah.
only after killing
Yeah, the
the
one,
other domino, the
Yeah.
dark domino.
yeah, the
I guess.
reverse one because it was
Yeah.
all reverse
Well,
colors.
turns out they're all pieces of hers.
Yeah.
Right, but
But
she
hers
finds the clover
it was
first.
interwoven into her genetic code.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
Right, right.
grafted onto her.
Right.
And after she kills that one, she starts finding 4-leaf clovers, which she said, I find them like hundreds a day. That's usually how it works. That's
Yeah.
why I know my powers are coming back.
Ah.
And then
So Sage is like, wait, okay, so I'll
she uses that as an algorithm
right.
to
To
find
figure out where are the
they are.
clovers
And they
popping
find out that their lab is on a train on the Trans-Siberian Railroad. So both her and
Which is a cool
Colossus, which both her and Colossus go after. Colossus doesn't want to leave. He's like, but I will help you.
Right.
But there's a great scene where Colossus is like, where she's talking about how she can't stop because if she stops, she has to think, and she doesn't want to do that.
Right.
So you see her swimming in a lake on Krakoa,
Mhm.
and then Colossus comes in and she's like, you ever think about the other sleep?
Yeah.
He's like, if I could do that now, we can hold each other, and then I can turn to metal, and
Mhm.
we'll just sink to the bottom,
Yeah.
and then we'll be reborn, and we won't have to have any of this trauma. And she's like, yeah, but I need my trauma.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to lose my trauma.
Yeah, she's like, I want to remember.
Yeah, I want to remember. So when they go and they fight in the lab, there's a ton of Domino duplicates there.
A shit ton.
Yeah, and they start fighting through it, but really the only way to stop them is to basically kill them all at once.
Yeah.
It's not like domino duplicates, it's more like domino human hybrids.
Kind of.
Because they look like different people,
Yeah.
but they all look like of stranger, like bizarre versions of her.
Yeah, well, they didn't have like the same markings. You could tell they
Right.
were made from her skin. You could
Right.
see like the skin marks on her. So Colossus climbs out and stops the train and kills them all, including Domino. And this ends with her basically saying, "When I'm reborn,
Yeah.
I want my memories. I want my trauma. Don't let them take that. If you promise me you won't let them take it, I will let go. But if you won't, I'm staying." And that's where it ends. Oh no, it ends. Actually, that's where she ends. The book ends with Zeno.
Yeah, Zeno.
The tattooed guy with the
Yeah.
peacock tattoo.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
basically talking about how the lab was destroyed and everything. And then there's a guy in the background saying, "How much money did we lose?"
Huh.
And he's just like, "Well, it can't be quantified and everything." He's like, no. How much money did we lose?
Yeah.
And then there's a big, burly guy standing next to the guy who runs Zeno. He's like, "Will you take care of him, please?" And that guy gets thrown back. And you don't know who it is. He's like,
Yeah.
"Look, we're going to make a statement. And it's going to be big, and it's going to be bloody, and it's going to be heard." And that's where the book ends.
I'm thinking it's I can't remember the name.
I kept thinking it was going to be like Magneto or something. Like
No, I keep thinking it's I can't remember if his name is Cameron. No, Hobbs.
Cameron Hodge?
Hodge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's Cameron Hodge, but he's dead.
Yeah.
So man, I don't know who it could be.
Well, it's like Bolivar Trask or something like that. But those are those have to do with Sentinels, though.
Mm.
Right. I don't know. I don't want to reiterate or go back to
Right.
villains that we already know.
That would be Cameron Hodge.
Right.
Then. No, Cameron Hodge was more what's it called? Not the Marauders. The Reavers.
Reavers.
He was more in with the Reavers.
And then he started becoming like biotic.
Yeah.
Bionic.
Bionic.
Right.
So X-Force, I'm still on. I think we're all still on it.
Yeah.
Also
Yes.
reading? Yeah. It's still a great book.
Yeah.
Still a good read. I'm still enjoying the shit out of it. So, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, 1 through 6. Give it to me. 2 sentences. Let's hear
2 sentences.
it. 1 sentence.
Modern day supernatural.
You gotta tell us what it is first.
So, Once in Future. It is written by
Kieran Gillen and Dan Moore.
and Dan Moore does the art, and Tamara Bonavillin does the coloring.
Okay.
Fantastic. It looks beautiful. And so this is in modern day England, and we're dealing with supernatural stuff there. So primarily supernatural stuff there is King Arthur's lore. Once in Future
Yeah,
refers to King Arthur being the once in future King of Britain. So essentially, this random kid who's like a professor gets caught up in his grandma's antics because she used to be a supernatural badass hunter.
Mhm.
Basically, the concept of Supernatural, the TV show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, that's essentially what they're going for in Britain. And then he doesn't know it. The kid doesn't know anything about this, but like because grandma and the family took care of all the supernatural creatures.
Right.
Some bad stuff's going down, and by about issue 5, you figure out that it's the dude's mother who is leading the organization to revive King Arthur in this kind of necromancer lich form, and to take over again and kind of continue his conquest. But back then, it was, I believe they said it was the Welsh in that area, and the people who were invading were the Saxons. So guess who King Arthur is killing? Everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Because by now everyone has mixed.
Exactly. So the people who come with her to revive him, they're like, yeah, we're here to serve you and everything. And he's like, okay. And he just kills them all except for her because she's the only one who's pure blood.
Right.
And then they all get names from the original Knights of the Round Table. So
Like Lancelot.
exactly. So she creates was it a Galahad? She creates a Galahad by having a child with a Lancelot, and it all goes. And they don't go over exactly how you get them, but certain life things, naming, and a bunch of other stuff help create the persona of these past knights. Funny enough, so the main character is also this woman's son, which is technically the brother of the Galahad, but his middle name is Percival. So guess what we're going? We have Percival, we have Galahad, we have King Arthur, Holy Grail.
Nice.
And that's essentially where this is heading towards. The last issue 6, they were in this mythical realm that was created by the name I forget. It's another mythological person who creates this realm that has the Holy Grail. They destroy it, but of course later find out it's the dude's like grandfather. So this whole family, not only are they badass monster hunters, half of them turned coat and went to the other side. And then he's just a historian here, like, why am I doing this? And then he had to find, and then the girl he went on a date with in the first issue ends up being another one of these named characters. It's like, oh, yeah, she's the one who's supposed to help you. She ends up being XYZ person of mythology. And then issue 6 ends with Merlin coming into the picture and being like,
God.
hey, you know, this is what's going to happen. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but it's really interesting. You get a lot of history and you get a lot of magical items.
Yeah.
So you like the scabbard of Excalibur. You get Excalibur at one point coming from the women, the ladies of the water, and things of that nature. And of course, we're going for the Holy Grail.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting. The art is on point.
Yeah, Dan Moore.
Yeah, the guy's just amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
And I mean, I enjoyed it. If you enjoy modern day supernatural stuff, this book is right up your alley. It's only 6 issues. 7th is coming out.
It literally sounds like Supernatural meets like Skywalker drama.
Yeah.
It's all this guy's family.
It's a
and
huge family, yeah.
it's like Supernatural Wars, Return of Arthur.
I mean, yeah,
Wow.
it's not a bad way to go about it.
But sounds dope. Even me, that as I'm infamously known on the podcast, I don't care for supernatural stuff. That sounds really cool.
Well,
I'm starting to think that's not true.
No. What he
it
doesn't
has
care
to
for,
be good, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I can quantify it. What he doesn't care for is magic and its arbitrary laws. If you give him magic with detailed laws and the whatever he's watching follows it, he's okay with it.
Right.
If you give him fantasy with no magic,
But
he's also okay
Yeah,
with it.
with no rules, then there's no stakes.
so here's the thing: there's an exception to that rule. That proves it. Lord of the Rings. because there are no laws for the magic.
Yeah.
In that
No,
way.
but the magic's all willy nilly there. It's just whatever happens.
in fact, one can make the argument there is no magic in that movie.
But it's not even like I can't even say like, oh, I like Middle Earth. I don't. I only like those first 3 Peter Jackson movies because I hated the Hobbit
Hobbits were
trilogy.
terrible.
I think everybody hates it.
And I think the only things I liked about the Lord of the Rings of that trilogy was the war. Like I'm not even the magic. I just like the war.
No, I was making a comment.
The fight scenes and the factions of these species of these races.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
He won't like Masters then.
No.
No, if it's fucking magic with no rule, then no.
Way too much willy nilly magic.
Yeah.
There is sort of
No.
No, you know what would
I
save?
can't
No,
save it.
I'm gonna tell you. You know what saves magic for, or what saved Masters for him though, is the fact that it takes place in like a pseudo futuristic.
That's
setting.
true.
That's cool.
Different planet. Way different planet.
That's cool.
They
Yeah,
have
that's
like
awesome.
they have like advanced technology,
But they know
magic too.
Right, but they know of Earth, so
Interesting.
the backwater.
well, no, He-Man's mom's is from Earth.
So he's Star Lord.
Basically,
Man, did you have
damn.
You always do this.
No, Star Lord is He-Man.
Oh, fair enough.
You're
You're right.
right. Correctly.
Predates.
You're right. Okay. Star Lord is essentially He-Man meets the Musketeer.
Oh God, he's
No,
nicking that
stop.
from the future.
He's
Was it New
Porthos.
Adventures? Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Stop. Chick.
Wait, so Star Lord's like Porthos?
No. Stop.
Who's next?
Who's going next?
I don't mind going or Joe, whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Fight for it.
Here's a knife. Do something with a knife.
Well, since I've been talking a lot, I want to talk two random books that I did not expect for me to like. Falcon and Winter Soldier, as George and I were talking about off air, is like it's so random because that title would be coming out before the series.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be connected. I think Jeff, you read it as well.
I did.
George,
Love
did
it.
you read it?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least that makes 3 of us, right? Or did we all read it?
I did
No, so 3 of us.
It's worth a read.
I will read it.
So I love the art.
Yeah,
I
the
wish
art
I
too.
had that in front of me. I don't know who it is. Let's go back.
The panel where Falcon.
Yeah. So the writer is Derek Landing and the artist is Federico Vincennetti.
He's good.
Yes,
I
the
like
art
that
is
art,
awesome.
yeah.
I really like all the action beats,
Yes.
especially all those like perfect action poses. And those
I
panels.
actually really love the Falcon suit.
Yeah,
I love the
suit's
Falcon suit.
beautiful.
I love the Falcon suit.
Holy.
But I like how it brings these 2 characters, these former Captain Americas,
Mhm.
together. Of Bucky is trying to run away from.
They even address
someone-
each other as that. That's cool.
They what?
They address each other as that.
I was like former
Yeah.
as one. Yeah, they're like as one former Captain, another. But someone is going after Winter Soldier. Bucky, he's working for some like clandestine spy agency for the American government that takes care of terrorist cells within America, specifically recruitment camps, recruitment training camps. So someone's taking out a bunch of that agents, including Bucky, and then while on the run from that, he comes across Falcon, who's looking for one of his, I don't know what's that called. He's not really a mentor. Or, someone that comes to his like meetings.
Someone he counsels. Yeah.
Someone that he counsels, a veteran.
Yeah.
A former veteran that he counsels has gone missing. And this trail leads him to this place, which is the agency that Bucky's been working for. But it's a trail of bodies, and I like how my favorite scene was when he finds Bucky there. He goes, "Did you do this?"
Yeah,
and he goes, "Really? Wow." So it kind of shows us like, okay, they're on the same page at least. He's not evil, but he still has to ask.
Yeah,
You never know.
just in case.
They say that all the time. They look at the wife and goes, "Have you any weapons?" He's like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
I have to ask.
Yeah, I have to ask.
So I do know that one I have to point out, but he has like a kitten in his jacket.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he
Right,
escapes
because they
the house.
attack him.
Yeah.
He's like, they attacked me and my cat.
Yeah.
It works though. It's
No,
really
it
cute.
doesn't work.
I like that. Yeah, he actually says, "Oh, they were shooting at my cat and me."
Yeah.
That was more about the cat.
So it's like a man and his dog, but
Yeah.
the cat.
Looks like Hellboy.
Yes,
Yeah.
the cat. Yeah. But I think towards the end is they confront this woman who had missed the day
Yeah.
of the shooting at the agency. So then they tell her, she breaks down or whatever. They're like, okay,
Right.
we
She
need
didn't
your help.
show up to work.
Right, she didn't show up to work, and I kind of like was thinking, like, damn, but what an excuse. And I was like, oh, okay, she was hungover.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. So I like how it's a serious book, but
Mhm.
there's these comical flourishes
For sure.
of comedy.
For sure.
I'm like, okay, that's how I like it,
Mhm.
where it doesn't, interrupt the momentum of the drama. It adds nice flourishes.
Plays a
so I
part
really
to
like
it.
that. And at the end, it's so strange. They're confronted by this kid
Yeah.
who
Who's a huge
I
fan
think
of both
it's
of
not
them?
even in the book, or I think it's towards the end of the book, where he refers to himself as the Natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's something about like how he's literally shaped himself to the image of Captain America. So
Mm.
he loves Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah.
So it's not Robert Redford.
No,
No.
no.
That's funny.
Wow. I don't know if you got it.
I got it.
Okay.
But as he's fighting them, he's kicking their ass,
Yeah.
and he's telling them, "Was like, hey, this really sucks. I hope I get a selfie or like an autograph."
It gave me Civil War vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. It really did with the quips in the
Mhm.
in the middle of fighting. But he's exposition dumping. He's explaining.
Yep.
I'm a fanboy. I have your posters on my walls. Hopefully I could I could tell my parents of like, wow, I beat up Falcon. I beat up Winter Soldier.
As he's throwing Bucky through like a table,
Yeah,
he's saying these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I love. It's just his exposition while he's doing these action scenes and everything.
Mhm.
It's just like, nice.
but from what we understand is I liked how this is almost a follow up to Matt Rosenberg's Punisher because in the
Mm.
ending of that he kills Zemo.
Yeah.
So Hydra is not only on the run, it's splintered
Mhm.
into two factions. Zemo's protege and a rival.
Mm.
You don't get their names. It just is explained there, and then the Natural, this kid, he says, "Oh, I have
Robert.
to take it up to Robert Redford." I guess I'll call him that. Bobby Redford.
I'm gonna laugh if his name is Bobby. Watch his name be Bobby.
Oh man! But he says he has to show that he hold himself
Yeah.
on his own to the protege of Zemo. So it's saying something about like that Zemo protege and Hydra is in New York and planning something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm not going to kill you guys since I'm a fan, but I want a rematch. But the next time I won't pull my
Yeah.
punches.
Mhm.
And they're there on the floor,
Yeah.
like bloodied and everything. It's so funny.
Falcon gets a broken rib or something.
Yeah, I kind of like when they cut to the girl
Yeah.
that they're in
Yeah.
her apartment. She goes, "I am way too hungover for this."
That goes me.
Yeah.
100%. No, I can't deal with this.
So that's Falcon and Winter Soldier number
Yeah, it
one.
was
I don't know
good.
if you guys want to have some closing thoughts.
I really liked it, and I
Yeah.
even
Me
you
too,
covered it.
man.
The
Same.
action shots for the the blood spraying out and everything like that. Everything looks great. It read great, and even though I kind of thought it was a quick read, there's
Yeah.
a lot of information in
It
there.
For sure. For sure.
It was, and it kind of like what Jeff was saying off air is, I really got their dynamic.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you could tell, like
Mhm.
there's some kind of animosity there,
Yeah.
but like a disgruntled like respect.
Yeah. For
Kind of
sure.
reminds you of a little buddy cop-ish, little Lethal Weapon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Mhm.
And
yeah,
then
I liked it a lot. I like the. I guess one of my favorite parts
Uh-huh.
outside of the fighting and everything was when he goes to drop the cat off at Misty Knight. It's like, middle arm buddies. I thought you guys get along, and it just doesn't work out. It's like, no, it wasn't a good idea. We should have done that.
I didn't think that. I was like, why is he asking
Yeah.
about her? And he's like, Metal One buddies. I was like, oh my god.
You people know each other, right?
Oh,
That's
so
exactly what I was
funny.
looking for. I was like, oh man.
So yeah, no, it's a good read. I like it a lot.
I like it, and I'm glad it's just a mini, so we're just gonna get like 5
Yeah.
or 6.
Mhm.
I
It
I'm
also
totally
felt. I don't know
fine
if it
with
was just me. It felt like a very. No, I'd say a close relative to the Hawkeye book, the Hawkeye Freefall right now.
that. Yeah, I think that's why I enjoyed it a lot because
Mhm.
it's very like in the streets, very personable.
And we just saw them in Hawkeye, so
Yeah.
like the first issue.
That's actually you get a tidbit of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Where he's like, "Hey, what do you think about Hawkeye?" He goes, "What about him?" He goes, "Yeah, you're right."
Wow. And I love the little. page
I love
after
their
the next
suits,
one.
man.
Yeah.
Their suits
Yeah.
look so sick.
It's so clean.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next issue.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The art looks good. I'm digging the writing. I'm digging the dynamics. So
Can you imagine the suits or like that in the show?
that'd be awesome.
I think it's pretty similar.
Yeah,
Maybe not
Okay,
Falcons.
I
I
think
don't think they're gonna go so
Yeah, probably not
flamboyant
Falcons.
with
yeah.
Yeah, he won't have the wings for sure, like the
No,
the fray
yeah,
of the
yeah,
wings.
yeah,
He
yeah.
won't
And he has
have
like
that.
the open head
Mhm.
top.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Yeah,
the same
but Bucky's
from
outfit
the
was nice.
show.
Yeah, Bucky looks great.
Shit.
Yeah, Bucky looks great.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's Falcon and Winter Soldier number
Great.
one.
I'm gonna read
The other one that really surprised me, and I really want to kind of spend a little bit more time on it, but obviously we want to move on, was Suicide Squad number one. I know we're only on number 3 now, but I only just want to get on number 1. And it's Tom Taylor who did Deceased, and he's been on a great track record with Spidey, Deceased, and a bunch of other stuff. And I wanted to check it out. And I've even seen on Twitter of people like thanking him, like, "Hey, I wasn't even a fan of Suicide Squad. Your book got me into it." I was like, "Damn, bro, Tom Taylor," and people are praising it. I'm like, "All right, let me give it a shot." I've seen the covers.
Yeah.
The art looks cool. The interiors are good. And I have to explain so it's almost a team we know of, like King Shark, Deadshot, Harley. I can't remember who else was in it. There's another one. Fuck, what's his name? Cavalier. And he's like, he's the comic relief.
Yeah.
Well, he thinks that when they're doing like the name or roll call, whatever, like in the book of telling you who they are, where they're from, crimes, and like what their abilities are. Cavalier just like thinks he's a musketeer. Wow. And then all his quips and one-liners are like, "I'm God." And he goes, "Oh, my lady," and this and that.
He's a musketeer.
Right, but every time he gets on their nerves, Deadshot or Harley or both tell him, "Shut the fuck up," and it's like perfectly timed. Whenever there's like too much exposition dump, and he says some dumb shit, they tell him to shut up and lighten the mood. It's so funny. So Amanda Waller's in it, and she's like, "Okay, I'll pass it to Locke," and then he's debriefing them, and he goes, "Hey, what the fuck is this? Why are we listening to him?"
Yeah.
And you don't get into the end of the book where she's like, "I'm retired. I'm passing it off to him. He's the new boss."
Huh.
So the backdrop is these like young metahumans called the Revolutionaries. The Revolutionaires. It's a bunch of like superpowered kids. Like think of like Young Justice.
Yeah.
But like literally like power to the man or whatever. Well, no, down with the man. Power to the people or whatever. Because they're like disarming nukes.
Yeah.
They're like attacking army men. They literally one teleports a sergeant in midair, and then he's caught by like the winged person. His name is the Aeriori.
Oh God!
Drops him, and then 2 Atlanteans who are like half man, half fish. They're called Fin and Scale. They catch him, pretending to catch him, and kind of like pretends like slip off from his hand, and he just lands on his own submarine and just splats.
Oh wow!
Dies, and I was like, "Holy fuck, ew!" I was like, "Damn, we're in for one crazy book then."
Wow!
So that's the mission. Task Force X is like, okay, you have to. They took out, they disarmed these nukes or whatever. They took a submarine. Go get them. They're into international waters where Australia can attack, England can attack, and America can attack. So this is Task Force X. They're like, "Yo, this is crazy." Zebra Man, and Zebra Man just standing in the back like, "Yo, I don't know what's going on." And he's just like this big buff guy with stripes. And I like Harley Quinn's like comic relief. And she's like, "So why zebras?" And he goes, "Well, She goes, "Really? That you just like them? Do you have stripes? Do they come off?" He goes, "No, I've never thought of it." She goes, "What the fuck? How have you never thought of your theme?" And that's it. They move on from that, and I like that. I like how like this back and forth with the comedy and the drama and just bloody action. So when the mission is, go get the Revolutionaries, and when they go get them, they start taking them out, like half of Task Force X. So they take out Cavalier. Yeah. They take out
Zebra Man?
Not Zebra Man. He's kept close to Locke, who a secondary power of Zebra Man is he can create force fields.
Okay.
Super strange. So this big buff Zebra Man is able to create a force field for him and Locke. So they get into like the battlefield and like get up close and personal with all these people literally dying. So half of the people you were just introduced die. Like a quarter of the Revolutionaries also die. But then he tells Deadshot, kill them all, like shoot them all, to snipe. He shoots them and he's like, wait, why aren't they dead? And he goes and he starts talking to them through Zebra Man. His main thing is telepathy.
Oh my God!
So Locke is telling him, he goes, put down your guns or hands because they're metahumans or whatever. He goes, stop what you're doing now because on top of now you could hear me in your head. There's a bomb in your head. So now he starts taking control of the Revolutionaries and Task Force X. And he tells Deadshot, he goes, tell your team to stand down. That's your new team. Wow. And you're like, what the fuck?
That's pretty cool.
So the head of the Revolutionaries, it's this like big butchy Puerto Rican chick that I think her superpower is super strength.
Okay.
But she's from like some like crazy local militia from Puerto Rico or whatever, for whatever reason.
Okay.
And then she's brought in all these people from different backgrounds, but one of them she's really close with is, I think his name was Nuke or Nuclear or whatever. Is this like hooded, young guy or whatever, but his power is he can explode.
Yeah.
But it takes a time for him to build up.
Emo kid.
Right.
So
Locke tells her, goes, tell your team to stand down, or if not, I'm gonna kill you. She goes, I don't care what happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna fight for you. And he goes, I knew you would say that. And it was tell goodbye to, I forgot the name. And then he goes, fuck. And his head explodes. And they're like, and they're yelling at him. They're like, yo, he could have blown all of us up. That's his power. And they're like, nope. I've studied every one of those people. He had to needed more time, so I knew he wasn't gonna blow up. Plus, I knew their bond with the leader. With I can't remember the chick leader.
Protege.
That was her protege. With that one action, that brings this like new Task Force X with all this crazy animosity where they all hate each other, and then the two Atlanteans. Scale is killed by King Shark, ripped in half.
Shit.
Brutal fucking scene.
Sushi.
Yeah. So then Finn has to now live with the killer of his brother.
Fuck.
And I was like, yo, what is this? And that's it. It literally ends with Waller, Deadshot, and Harley are like, what the fuck is this, Waller? And Waller's like, he's the boss. I'm retired. I'm only here to just transition. And that's how it ends. And I was like, dude, Tom Taylor, wow. You made me care about Suicide Squad, bro.
That's an interesting way to do it.
Fuck yeah. And supposedly there's another major thing happened in issue 3, which was like, on Twitter or whatever. So I want to get to that, and man, I can't wait to get to what happens there, because this first issue was so bombastic and explosive. I can't imagine what will get people to be talking about on Twitter in issue 3. But yeah, that was Suicide Squad #1 by Tom Taylor. I didn't get the artist's name, but the art was just as good as Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. So it's cool. A different DC book other than Batman
for sure.
that I care about.
All right. What's up next?
So I'll go really quick with Power Rangers.
All right.
Just really quick.
48.
Sir, you read it too.
I did.
Did you like the interaction with Zach and Adam?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. I know it was pretty heartfelt.
With Zach?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
What is it with you and Red Rangers, man?
No, Zach is the Black
He's
Ranger.
Black
Zach's the Black
Oh,
Ranger. Adam's
bro.
a replacement Black Ranger.
You're
Oh, you know who I'm thinking? I was thinking Rocky.
I hate Rocky. He's annoying.
God damn it.
You don't like any Red Ranger.
No, I don't.
No, he loves Tommy.
I mean, no, Jason.
I don't like
Jason.
Tom.
Damn it.
You know what it is?
Tommy is a Red Ranger.
Tommy's a Red Ranger and Turbo.
Zeo and Turbo.
Zeo and Turbo. But
Okay, real quick. So, no, because Zach's coming off of, like, I'm not brave, I'm not... And he is. He's a good fighter, but he's like, I just do jokes.
Yeah, but I think it was more of him
Okay, because there's
being-
more to him than that.
No, for sure. But I think it was more of him being self-deprecating
To Adam.
right, and kind of like you don't have to be the bravest of them all to
Right.
be able to do this.
Because
Like,
they remember
you're worthy of doing this.
Bro, Zach has the best weapon. That axe is so dope.
He just
That was
has
my
the
favorite
answer.
growing up as a kid.
the
Yeah.
axe gun.
The axe gun was my favorite.
Yeah,
growing
it's
up.
not
his
Mastodon.
It's not his weapon anymore. It's Adam's weapon now. He has a mace now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Passing the
A
torch.
big ass mace. Anyway,
Makes sense.
so they're stuck in space, remember? From 47?
Mhm.
When they were going to that signal, and they got...
Right there, it was
Ambushed.
ambushed.
So they get ambushed. Adam almost dies, of course, because he sucks. No,
I
it just...
hate all Power Rangers but Jason.
No, I like Kimberly. I like
You don't
Trini.
like
I like
replacement
Billy.
Rangers.
I love Zach. Zach's the best.
He doesn't like replacement Rangers.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that.
See, I never mind. You know, I love like.
Yeah, you like the transitions.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I
I
love
like.
when we were able to move on.
Yeah, okay, that's true. No, Kia's basically building an army to invade Earth. With the planet's survivors.
Mhm.
Jason and Tommy fight their own shit together, and we get a Ranger Slayer back. We get Kimberly back,
Yep.
and that fucking awesome ass Zord of hers.
Yeah, it looked
She has
really
the
cool.
thunder. She has
The
the
mesh
Thunder
Zord?
Zords. Yeah, she has the Thunder Zords all combined into one.
Well, it's not just Thunder Swords. Isn't there like
No, and
other
the
ones?
Tiger Zord,
Yeah.
and the turtle.
It's a mesh of Zords.
It's all of well, it's the Thunder Zords essentially.
Yeah.
That group of Zords from the second and third season.
Yeah,
Nice.
it
The
looked
Dragon
dope.
Zord,
Right,
not
but-
Dragon Zord,
but
sorry, the
it
Red
is-
Dragon Zord,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And the White Tiger Zord.
White Tiger
and,
Zord, yeah.
and the turtle and
Titanus.
So
no,
you said
Titanus is
that's
the what's the
giraffe?
turtle's name? No, it's the turtle.
turtles. You know.
That's the turtle. No, Titanus. You're right. I'm sorry.
Titanus is
You're
the
right.
long
Yeah. But I remember the turtle's like
The
Tor.
turtle-
Tor.
Tor, yes, Tor. He's the helmet.
So much history.
Anyway, they find the Omega reality, which is another reality, which Dragon is there. And this is why we're getting Ranger Slayer, because she knows that he's coming. But what I think is he's not going to be called Lord Dragon this time. I think he's going to be Zeo and his black form. I think they're not, he's not going to come back white and green. I
Oh
think
no,
he's
because before
No.
we left off, he was black and gold.
His final form
Right.
was black and gold.
Yeah,
right, but he has to be black and gold is his black Ranger form.
right.
He has to be mixed with his red Zeo form.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Right,
Yeah, 'cause that's
what's the next
Those
power.
are, right, the next part because he was
because he
depleted.
was 4 Rangers.
Right, he was
essentially.
depleted at the end of the
Right.
Shattered
I
Grid.
believe the Master Morpher with the green and white is destroyed. You can't get that
Okay,
back.
okay,
You start all over
And
again.
plus white, Tommy's white now.
right. So they want to differentiate. That.
That is a little confusing now because now thinking back to Shattered Grid, that world that he manifested, right? They left him there.
Right.
So you're saying that is called Omega World, which
Well,
is
no,
not the
no,
Lord
no, no,
Drakkar
no,
this is
world.
the portal to get there. That Master
Omega World's different.
what was his name? Morphin Master. They use these portals to go to other realities.
Okay.
So Kia and Bane found Bane.
And
Big, yeah, why not? Big ass Bane. They found the Omega portal to go to other dimensions. Tommy's there. Hence that cover that you put up for I think that's 50 or 51.
I
No,
don't remember.
49 or 50 because 50 it ends.
Okay.
It ends unnecessary.
Oh, so it had to be 49 then.
no,
then
no, this
more
was this was 48. This was 48.
No, it was Simone
Right.
the Mio.
That's basically
He's getting off.
That's basically it.
The Grave Zord, because it's all the dead Zords.
Correct. The Thunder Zords. Well, it doesn't make sense because they use the Thunder Zords now in this reality.
No, but I think honestly, I think it's more than Thunder Zords. I gotta look back to when Darren Mora
It
made
is-
it originally.
those are the Thunder Zords. They're not the Dino Morphin, Mighty Morphin Zords. Those are destroyed. Those are not useful anymore.
Damn, so it really does feel like it's one of those like everything that's happened before
Yeah.
is coming to like
Yeah.
a culmination,
100%.
Right. So
including that Shattered Grid.
I mean,
event.
if Tommy comes back this way, I'm fine with it. If we get back Dragon, no,
you
I
don't
hope-
want Dragon back?
no, not in white and green because it was destroyed. His morph was
Well, yeah,
That-
in
that
a different
reality-
form.
Right.
right.
Oh, that's cool.
What I'm just confused is he was left behind in the world that he manifested with the morphin powers.
Right.
So is that world still there?
No,
Like,
because
is he still in that world he created?
during Beyond the Grid, supposedly that erased.
Right. Okay.
And, and everybody's memories erased.
Right,
Maybe he
so
went back
he's-
to his original world.
no, if he's in a world that gets erased, he's dead.
He should be dead.
Time travel, things change. Blah,
But
blah,
this is
blah.
why I think this is another version of Tommy being a bad guy, but just in different colors.
Oh no,
exactly.
no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
I think it's
speculating.
Dragon.
I don't
No,
want
I
that.
believe he'll still be called Dragon, but I don't believe he'll be white
It
and
won't be
green.
the Drakkar we
Well,
have.
that's fine, yeah. If it's not what it be, but
Nah,
it's still the
'cause-
same person, the same timeline.
No, because then there's not the same resentment towards this group of the Mighty Morphin
These
Power.
meddling
It'll be-
kids.
no,
right.
it would be to Jason. Jason remembers.
So
But it has to be the same Tommy from
Yeah,
that's Drakon
right.
to resent them because they're the ones who screwed him.
So it'll be like Thanos meets Scarlet Witch. He's like, I don't even know who you are.
right, I don't
You're
want
mad.
that.
You're mad at me,
You
but I
don't
don't know
want
who you
that.
are.
Right, I don't want that.
Look, remember, I don't want this guy back anyway, but he's coming.
I think it was a great villain.
No,
Hmm?
he is, but I don't want him back because it won't make none of this makes sense.
He needs to create another villain because that's the way Power Rangers has always been. One villain creates the next villain in a
Right.
sequence, or creates the need for the
Correct.
Rangers to change or
Correct.
to have new Rangers. With Drakon, we did get like some Ranger Slayer, we had some Solar Ranger stuff going on, but we really didn't get a huge big bad coming afterwards.
No,
So he needs
Maybe we
to
get it.
create the
well,
next
no,
villain.
well, we got Zed, but Zed's not here.
No, that's sad. He's
Yeah, he's
big,
not
but he's not
big.
that big.
I think it'd be cool if,
He's got
let's
great
say,
shadow.
Lord Drakon in that world before it was erased let's say he made like a deal with the Morphin Grid,
Master.
like emissaries,
Okay.
or the Morphin Master.
or something.
But why would he make a deal with them? They would be against him. They
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
there was
corrupted
something.
everything.
Right. Maybe there was
Ooh.
something.
Oh, maybe there's one, kind of like in the Green Lanterns, the Guardians, there's one who defected and went to this evil Tommy's side.
Could be.
Yeah, because there's other color emissaries. There's a red, there's a yellow, there's a pink, there's a blue.
Right.
So
It's
why
black.
couldn't there be a white or
Yeah.
green emissary?
I'm thinking like Blackest Night with the Guardians of Oa, like with Green Lantern
Yeah.
lore.
Yeah.
There was always that one Guardian of Oa that always splinters off from
Mhm.
the rest and creates the villain or sides with the villain or whatever.
Okay.
The one that joins Sinestro, the one that joined Necron with the Black Lanterns. There's always one. There's always
Yeah.
a guy in leadership. There's always one bad apple. That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe someone
The
sided
green
with
emissary
Dracon.
goes inside the Dracon.
Something.
I believe Ranger Slayer will be the Omega Pink.
I could see it.
Yeah, she's
That'd be a good
Omega
use for
Pink.
her.
Yeah.
Good use
Because
for
we
her.
need to replace Blue. Well, he'll find somebody for Blue because Kia's went rogue.
Maybe they bring her back into the fold.
Kia?
Yeah.
Mm,
Hey, Power Rangers is all about redemption.
I get you, but not after what she did. And she's about to invade Earth with an army.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do they need, Dracon? Oh fuck.
Oh,
Jesus,
the lesser
Kevin.
of two evils.
God,
The
no.
lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Necessary evil.
Well, no, that's why the Omega Rangers were formed.
Yeah, but they're not enough. They're cut down to two Rangers
Three.
now. Three Rangers now, I mean.
Yeah.
And
No,
even if they get Ranger Slayer, okay, so then they're better at four.
again, I'm thinking
Not
like
for power.
comics. I'm thinking like Thanos Imperative. They
Yeah.
reunite the Avengers,
Right.
sided with Thanos to fight back the Cancer
Right.
Verse.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's, I mean, let's be honest. Boom Studios, they're taking a lot of famous comic stories, remixing
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
No, 100%, yeah.
So
true.
any of these options are awesome.
For
So
sure.
you think Ranger Slayer is going to be the pink Ranger?
I mean,
It would
why-
fit.
why- It would fit.
It
She,
would
she
fit
says
very
in the
well.
book, she's like, if you're looking for a pink,
Where has she been this whole time? It's been like 20 issues that we've seen her.
it's not said. She was just in space,
Yeah, she
floating
showed
around
up.
in her Zord.
The Grave Sword. I do like the name of it.
No, didn't Zach ask her, well, why are you by yourself? She's like, I like it. She's like, I like being by myself. He's like, why are you traveling
Yeah,
by
yeah,
yourself?
yeah.
By yourself?
Yeah.
So,
So building off of what he said, them needing Lord Drakon to fight an army, and then you calling it necessary evil,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be interesting if
You're right.
Lord Drakon
is the necessary evil.
isn't it? But wouldn't it be interesting if Lord Drakon had to be one of the Omega Rangers?
No, that's
Ew.
terrible.
I hate that.
I'm just saying.
No. I get
Give
you.
him the white
I get you.
Omega power.
Imagine
Or
working
the
with
green Omega
Jason,
power.
and Jason remembers.
Oh, then Jason's gonna hate him. And Ranger Slayer would remember too, wouldn't she? Because she's from his world.
Yeah, she's from his world.
Yes, she remembers.
So they're both gonna resent.
I mean, hey, it'd make for a good story.
It would.
I can't wait for the upcoming
big
Pink
green
Ranger
events.
Slayer
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
one shot.
Yeah,
I can't
she's-
wait for that.
I wanted her to be the bad. You know, her
Mm.
coming back for revenge, but no, she's good.
They
now.
kind of painted it that way to give you the flip here.
She could be an Omega. I'm good with that. But him, no.
Well, I'm just extrapolating from the fact that you've got three Omega Rangers
Yeah.
that were the original team, or the original team. So obviously the other three are not going to be
No.
unless but it would make sense that
Unless you
Ranger
say
Slayer, an
complete-
alternate version,
Yeah.
would be the pink Omega
Right.
Ranger.
It is
So
Kim.
who-
And Dracon would
So
be-
who would fill out the rest of the team
complete
that
team.
would be the original
Yeah.
team? So I was
Ooh,
thinking,
that's right. Dracon
Well,
is Tommy.
well,
I kind of like it. now.
Tommy was never original. He was just the sixth man. Like in the team,
Yeah.
he was the
no, but
sixth
what
man.
I'm saying is if you okay, so you've built your Omega Rangers, and
Okay.
by only making three of them Omega Rangers, you've already said the other three are not going to be Omega
Right.
Rangers.
Technically,
Okay.
they made four.
Okay, the blue one was
But she's
Right.
defective. Right?
yeah. So, but still, you've already said that you're not going to make the other ones the Ranger. And then if you bring in this Kimberly from an alternate world,
Right.
and you're saying, okay, she might become the pink Omega Ranger. So you're saying, okay, we're going to pull the rest of the team, but from other places. You know them, but you don't know them.
Right.
So wouldn't it kind of make sense in a way that if they pull in Lord Drakon, they need him for whatever reason, they could make him, even if it's just temporary, like we
Right.
have to give him this power, and they give him the Omega, either the white or green
They give
Omega
him a
power.
temporary green Omega power, kind of
Yeah.
like when he
But
first
then-
became the Green Ranger.
Yeah, and then that would be an interesting story that
Yeah, for sure.
reflects the original story of him.
Which looks like what
where,
they're doing.
Yeah. So you would do that, and then you would just have to find one or two more Rangers to fill out the rest.
Potentially a blue and.
But the other blue one could just come back because she says she's defective right now, which means she's not out of commission. So you just need
Yeah, but
more.
she betrayed them.
She still has the power though.
But
And she still has her
But
more.
the story is called Necessary Evil, meaning that you're going to have to deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with.
I think when they were made, Morphin Master only tended to be 4 Rangers on that team. That's
Oh,
why,
okay.
That's why
So
there's only 4.
I'm going off of the dynamic.
I think I remember that
Yeah.
part because there was only 4.
They always say that, but there's always that 1 or 2 extra morpher in the bag that hey, look, we didn't need this,
Right, because
but, if we need it, we got it.
when
Sort
Jason
out the
chose
final Omega
Trini and Zach, he said, "Okay, you have 1 more morpher left," and then that's when they went to go find, and they saved her, and then they made her the Blue Ranger.
Yeah, but then necessary evil. Okay, so we have to make more morphers.
He's the morphing master.
He is
He makes what he needs when he needs.
right.
It. But there's
So
a lot of
that's-
options for this to go.
That is Power Rangers for you.
So we got the last book,
The
which
big
is
book.
the Giant Size X-Men,
All right.
number 1. Jean Grey and Emma Frost.
That is not the last book.
That's not the last book?
Hell no, we still have X-Men 7.
Oh, yeah,
X-Men.
X-Men.
Oh, shit, I
That's right.
forgot about X-Men 7. All right, because I did have thoughts on X-Men. Where do you want to go?
Well, it's the
Oh,
Giant
the
and
Giant.
X-Men.
Yeah,
Okay,
Giant is easy.
Yeah, because there's no words.
Yeah.
There's literally one panel of dialogue.
So yeah, so it's
It's
Giant
just
Size X-Men.
beautiful Daughter Menard.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Fucking
It's very
So it's a coffee table
amazing,
book.
amazing Russell Daughter Menard. Jonathan Hickman, right?
Who even wrote it?
Hickman.
It was
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Hickman. Yeah,
He described
Um,
the scenes for Donovan
mhm.
to
yeah, pretty much.
do this
Yeah, so essentially they go into Storm's head.
because she's found on after battling the children of the
Yes,
vault.
yeah, and so they're trying to figure out what's wrong with her, and the art is just gorgeous.
I love the scene where they find the tree. Oh no,
Yeah.
before the tree, where they
Oh.
have the male lion and the female lion, the
Yeah,
yin yang,
yeah, mhm.
and then it's like she has to spell out friend in the smoke,
Mhm.
and then Jean uses her luckily to remind her of all the good times.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is it's
Emma.
Emma Frost, and she's like, I don't know. So she does like a shrug, and she's like, we fought,
Yeah.
and then they turn into a snake and attacks her.
Mhm.
Bro, I fucking love their suits.
Yeah, it looks really
The
good.
Jean Grey
Yeah.
suit of like the
The actual-
Jim Lee
Mhm.
design,
Yeah.
and then Emma with this really cool looking like tuxedo dress.
Well,
Also,
Yeah,
like
kind of.
down to
I think
like
it was
these
her
like
right
half
hand.
gloves.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't
shoulders
think
had,
I've
like,
ever
shoulder
seen her in
pads.
that. Right,
Yeah.
shoulder pads
Mhm.
and her hair short. I'm
Yeah.
like, we've never seen her look like
I like
that.
the look though.
She looked
Yeah, it was
great.
cool.
Yeah, I like the look.
It was really, really
I like the
cool.
look a lot. Yeah, so I mean, they eventually discover that she has it's some type of illness or something. They infected her with
And the children of the vault infected her with a techno-organic
yes.
virus.
Oh, she has 30 days.
hmm And so they figured, and that's
Which-
basically the story. They
Which
figured
they
it
don't
out.
figure out until she touches. Well, they find the flower that's covered in
Right.
Yeah.
the egg rather, excuse me, that's covered in all this technology, all this tech. And then once they pull on, there's a flower in the center of it. They pull on the flower, and all the wires start coming out of the egg.
hmm
And when they finally Storm emerges from it, but when they touch her face, the skin peels off,
Yeah.
and it's revealed that she's robotic underneath.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So then that's how they figured it out. So it
Down
was,
with a timer. That's how they know it's the
Mm.
30 days.
it was lovely. I loved it.
Such a great book. It's such
Like,
a
I love
beautiful book.
I love
Mhm.
those wordless moments of Cyclops and Wolverine when they're just next
Yeah.
to each other, sitting
Yeah.
on the floor, looking at each other, shrug.
it was great, man. I loved it. They should do more of those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like you
It's
just want to
always
have a little
Dr.
side story like that.
Yeah.
Oh, by all means.
and it sucks because like I kind of feel like if it wasn't for that through line in X Force,
Yeah,
I would have felt that Colossus Domino felt like a giant size
yeah.
double of X Force.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's fair. That's fair. So that Giant Size X-Men, that was great. I did want to mention.
Is that going to continue? Or is that just a one-off?
I think they are, but there'll be different stories for different characters. So, like of the Jean and Emma is a one-off. And then the next one will be Hickman,
then
and
now
it'll
you
be-
saying that's such a weird ending.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
okay,
what
But
how
I
do you
think
save her?
they'll continue it in
Through
X-Men. I'm
X-Men.
assuming.
Because remember, they've already talked about them
Yeah.
battling the Children of the Vault in an earlier issue.
Right, in X-Men.
So it's just going to be, because that's what
Mhm.
he's been doing through his X-Men books. Is he's been one issue we're dealing with this, the next issue we're dealing with this. He's
And he
kind of
weaves
jumping-
the story.
Yeah, he's kind of going through. It's like, if you want to read this storyline, you got to read issue 6, 9,
Right.
14.
Basically, to me, it felt like instead of that being a bunch of exposition in an X-Men book,
They just give it
we'll
its own.
give it its own story, and then we'll
Okay.
It's
complete
just
it.
become an art
Yeah.
showcase for.
For
So,
sure.
so you're thinking that it's going to go back to X-Men?
I think for sure. I think they'll finish the story there. And so with the giant size, they're going to continue
But-
side stories like that.
Basically, Hickman had so much story that
Mhm.
he couldn't fit it all into one book that he's
Right.
writing. So they had basically give him a bunch of different things to
You
do.
get a whole world. Here, have as many books as you
For
want.
real, that's
Do what
exactly-
you need to.
Exactly. That's why he's credited as head of X.
Yeah.
That
I
And
think
then
he's-
his X.
And then that coupled with the rumor that they're getting ready to gear up to have another X-Men versus Avengers come up.
The
So,
Right, the-
Sword of X.
yeah.
yeah.
Or Swords.
Ten of Swords.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
10 of Swords.
Yeah. But I think they said you can say it both ways.
Okay.
So it's like, because it's like the X of Swords is like the Swords clash.
I just love the art how everyone has a sword
Yes.
and the sword reflects their powers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm down for that.
The one that got me, I was like, why does Cyclops look like it's literally like an optic blast? But like in a sword.
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? He literally looks like he's holding a lightsaber.
Kind of like Psylocke's sword when she got that.
Yeah. Her Bionic sword. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dug it though. So I wanted to mention White Knight, Curse of the White Knight, Batman,
Oh,
Curse
that's
of the
right.
White Knight.
Number
Yeah,
7, that's right.
We're number
It's almost
7, so
ending.
the penultimate issue. I won't go into too much spoilers, but it was great. The art's amazing, the writing's great, and basically Batman does a big reveal to everyone, and one last kind of hurrah for him, and then they kind of leave it off on that cliffhanger. The really cool moment that I loved is Sean Gordon Murphy is a really big car fan, and with Azrael taking control and destroying all of he's destroyed the Wayne Manor in the
What
cave.
shit?
So all of his Batmobiles are gone except for one that he had left at GCPD, which is the 1989 Batmobile.
Damn.
So that was
That's
amazing.
so dope.
So that was great. That was probably my favorite scene in that issue. So yeah, issue 8 will be the last
Murphy
one.
said that they're gonna continue the Murphyverse.
Yeah, they basically DC's come to him and said we want to do a Murphyverse.
Yeah,
so
now they're
I'm
gonna do-
all in for it. And then it'll be different artists and different writers too. He'll just be
Yeah.
like Hickman is the head of X.
Right.
Murphy will be the head of Murphyverse. So
Murphyverse.
I'm excited.
It's so
for it.
funny.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for
Especially
that.
that they've done the Freeze one off,
Yeah.
the Batgirl one off,
Mhm.
and then now to get George's side, they're gonna do a Nightwing one.
Oh,
hmm
Bro,
So-
and that Murphy, that Sean Murphy's art is so sick.
So good, man.
All pencils.
So-
it literally looks like all pencils.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's such minimalistic with the art, with the
Mhm.
colors. I mean,
So yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Give me more Sean Gordon Murphy. I'll take it. Well, yeah,
So
that's now to
7,
the
right?
now to the big book. Yeah.
it's crazy how a good artist will
Mhm.
make you want to read a book.
Yeah.
I've read books that the artist is just amazing, he's killing it, but the dialogue is like, and I'll be like, I'll continue this until the artist gets
Yeah,
off.
for sure. For sure. With this, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
With him being artist and writer. So
That's crazy. That's a lot of work
yeah.
to write and draw, and actually inks as well.
Well, no, it's
Or he has someone helping him.
yeah, I think it's what's his name, Matt. He does the colors for Donnerman too. Matt. Fuck, what the hell is his name?
At least he's having some help.
Matt something. But yeah, but he does the colors for it. But, so he does the pencils and the inks, and then Hollingsworth, Matt Hollingsworth does the colors.
All right, and then sliding in, big book.
yeah, finally X-Men.
Mhm.
Okay, so X-Men number 8.
7.
Seven. I'm sorry. 7. Which deals with basically the reduction of your mutants that are not mutants anymore but want to become mutants again.
Right.
And then also the gay love triangle between Cyclops, Jean, and
It's not gay. It's
Bisexual.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't have said that.
Okay, so
Poor choice of
let me
words.
get a clarification of that. So they're fucking?
That's the impression that you get.
From issue
in
1.
the Wolverine book, and then issue
Yeah.
1, and then also in the room
Yeah.
set up with the summer house.
Yes, I remember the room.
Yeah, it's basically implied that she
Right,
Yeah,
there's
she was like-
a door that goes and then the.
and the doors from Jean's
Yeah.
room only go into
Ah.
Cyclops and Wolverine's room.
But it's also implied, well, at least I read it this way, maybe I'm reading too far into it. It's also implied in this book that Wolverine and Cyclops are banging too.
Well, they seem buddy.
Whoa,
Well,
no.
just because there's the scene.
Friendlier.
Well, no, there's the
They're both
scene.
happy.
They're talking about going on vacation,
Right.
Yeah.
and then it's like
Oh, I
Wolverine
remember.
says,
Yeah, I remember.
Wolverine says, Jean in the Jean in a bikini, and then Scott says,
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
Scott the Speedo.
Yes.
So-
Yes. Yeah.
I took
remember
up Wolverine's comment of like, who wouldn't want to see that? Like, I took that as like a joke.
That's how I
And
took
then
it.
Scott being
But-
fantastic.
When I can see that.
But I pieced it together still of like, he probably still sees them like that
Yeah.
when they're both banging Jean.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's how I think.
That's only if they pair up. Technically, you don't
Are we
necessarily
thinking that they're
have
both bangers, or that she's just picking one per night?
She could bang one night, bang
Why-
the other
why-
one, maybe.
or is
Those
it
are
just
two different
sandwich?
styles.
Yeah,
I
she's
think it's sandwich.
We're talking
Nah, I
sandwich.
think it's one night.
Wobbly H.
Do you think they're all in a relationship, or is she in a relationship with Scott and in a relationship with Logan?
Well, technically, the way because I've had friends in this type of situations,
Mhm.
the way they see it is they're all in a relationship. Because
Okay.
even if they're not together in the same bedroom at the same time,
Right.
they're still trying to take care of and make happy the same person. And if they're not happy, they can't make her happy, and she's unhappy. So it's all about keeping each other happy.
Okay.
Are we sure she doesn't have the Phoenix Force in her? That she needs this much sex?
There are,
She does though.
but then later in the X-Men 7 book, you get hints of him and Emma are still a thing too, and I'm like, wait, when the hell does he have time for that?
Cora's a
I mean,
sex party.
It's
They are full on polyamorous.
This is a Playboy.
Yeah,
Island.
No, you-
Again, and I remember when Kurt said it, when
Yeah.
my brother is like, make more mutants.
well, and then you have these issues where Jean and Emma are together, and they seem kind of like sisterish. So it's like
Yeah.
Some moments.
some moments,
Yeah, but they still bicker.
Sisters
There's,
bicker too.
there's moments
Yeah.
of tension between the two.
Yeah.
I read the whole thing where I get now where you're saying that he was trying to be sarcastic. When I read it, I was passing out, but I thought it was funny that he was just like, well, she said, Jean in a bikini, and he's like, Scott in a Speedo.
About it. But back to the main point of the book.
Yeah.
The actual point of the book is you get this chick, this my God, I forgot the Guthrie.
Yeah.
And it's
Melody Guthrie.
and it's like
Because
a
the family.
slew of siblings, right? They're
Right.
all mutants except her. She's depowered
Mhm.
from the House of X.
Yes.
In the event that's called Decimation, right?
Right.
I think,
No
yeah.
more
Right,
mutants.
because Scarlet
Right,
is
the no
still-
one is, but that event, at
she's
least in
a
comic
pretender.
lore,
Well, that came
is
after.
dubbed the Decimation.
Right. That was after she did that. That was
Right.
after House of X.
Right, it was the
Yeah.
ending.
So is she a pretender because she's not a mutant, or is she a pretender because she did No More Mutants?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's both. And every time they talk about her or show her,
Yeah.
she's in all red and there's always fire. I think in this version of mutantdom, in
Yeah.
this sovereign nation or whatever, they literally view her as the devil.
Mm.
That's their devil.
Who could take away your mutant powers? Yeah.
Right. Right. And she could at any other moment too. So it's like an actual fear amongst them.
Huh.
And I like
Yeah.
where of all people, Exodus is telling
Yeah.
the story to the kids.
Yeah.
And the kids are like covering their ears, their
Yeah.
eyes. They're like yelling, like, no, pretender. Don't say her name. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit. This is like Boogeyman.
She is
Well,
Lucifer.
the way he's
Yeah.
explaining it is like
Yeah.
Boogeyman.
I mean, think about it. When you develop your identity based on your powers,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you have someone who can take that away and has done it to so many humans and caused
Right.
so many deaths,
Mhm.
that's the devil.
Yeah.
So they keep talking about this ritual in here called the Crucible,
Uh-huh.
which is essentially they have to fight for the right to become a mutant again.
Yeah.
Which I was reading
So
that.
wild.
Yeah.
Using the resurrection protocol.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
They can't just be killed. They can't just kill themselves.
Yeah.
They have to fight
To the death.
to the death and not give up to be resurrected as a mutant again. Which I get the impression that this is all apocalypse. I mean, it just sounds something
It
like
sounds like
apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
All the way. Like if we're
He's
don't just
survival of the fittest.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it's
It's
all
just
about.
like, and
When you look at the ring too, it screams apocalypse.
Yeah.
These
But
stone
just-
carvings.
I
and
mean,
everything.
you talk about reading a book with a section of horror. So, I mean, all that shit, all the goading, all the fucking taunting from Apocalypse in this book was just like, oh my god.
But that's
man.
not all what the book is. That's what I liked about Hickman's juxtaposition with that is it's Scott and Nightcrawler just having a conversation about the morals of this ritual.
But that's what I'm saying. Is the fact that
It's
you-
so awesome.
yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. My whole thing, like I focus more on the whole Crucible itself,
Right.
but you have them in the background talking about, are we okay with this?
Right.
What are we going to do about this? Is there anything we can do about this? But I mean, and it just makes the scenes more horrific. Basically, Apocalypse telling him was like, you can give up right now, but you
I
won't
love
be a
that.
mutant.
I love that. I
it-
love that like little stigma on like if you give up now, we have healers ready. We'll stop the pain, but you won't be immune. You will stay human, and we won't accept you again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like wow.
His verbal attack was worse.
Well,
than
yeah, his
physical
opening
bonus.
monologue when he talks to her and he's like, "Give me your name." She's like, "Arrow," and he's like, "No, that's a mutant name. What's your human name?
Yeah.
You're not like us." I was like, I was reading that, and I felt angry.
And
Bro,
two-
and he's
and-
like, you've brought shame to
To
your
your name.
mutant house.
But see, that's
like, dude.
that's what gets me. It's not like she chose it. This happened to her. This was not her
Yeah,
fault.
it was taken
and it
away.
was taken away. So to basically accuse her of being a human because she wanted it, it's like that's so. And I hate to say the word, but unfair.
Yeah, of course it's unfair.
But it's like
But
you don't want to use that term. But it's like where
It's
in your
being douchey.
twisted mind, and of course it's Apocalypse. So I guess that answers the question
Exactly.
right
Yeah,
there.
100%.
But it's just the fact that everybody else is putting up with this. Look, these people are victims. They're not they're not martyrs. They're victims, and you're basically treating them like they chose this and they've
Right.
been living this life. You know, what were they supposed to do? This happened to them. That's where my biggest wow. And then the fact that I actually, that emotion came out of me while reading this
Right.
book. You know,
I'm pretty sure that's what they were trying to get out of it.
I'm just saying the fact that it did.
Yeah.
It actually achieved that thing.
I loved everything with Nightcrawler because he's
Yes,
actually
I did.
posing
Yes.
questions.
Yes. Because
As a religious person,
he's us.
He's even bringing up questions about the resurrection
Morality.
itself. He goes, "Am I the same one as before?
Yeah.
Did my soul find this vessel, or did it move on and I'm a copy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not going to know until I meet my maker. But with this protocol means I never will. Do I want to?
Well,
Yeah.
he's
So
he's
deep.
also
Dude,
he's
it's
also-
deep as shit.
he's also proposing. He's like, now that we're all basically immortal, was our job before to lead a life to get to heaven? But now that we're all immortal, does that mean that our job now is to create heaven on earth?
I love it,
Super
man.
deep.
I love it. It makes sense. And I like how it basically in the end, facing the crucible itself, he goes, I'm going to have to or want to start a mutant religion because these are way too many questions.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Scott, and Scott's like, I came to you for answers.
Right.
And he goes, I'm
Right.
sorry, but I don't have any.
And
But I love when he
Right.
meets him. He meets him at the mountaintop where he's staring at that
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
And he goes, there are no doors. People have clawed at it. He goes, Wolverine? He goes, of course it's Wolverine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he goes, people can't find a doorway. They can't go inside it. And he goes, you have. He goes, I've been inside it.
Yeah.
And he goes, if I could close my eyes and dream of a dream house for myself, it'd be that place. And he goes, it's as if Krakoa built me that place.
Yep.
All knowing that I'm the only one that could teleport in there.
Mm.
That's
And
scary.
Jay-
that's a ballsy
And he
teleport
was
too.
scared. Exactly.
He was scared.
Thank you, Joe. Because he goes to Scott, and he's like, doesn't that raise the hairs on your arms?
He was scared. It is his perfection house, but he's like, how the fuck
Right.
do you know?
The sentient island that has literally
Mhm.
provided everything for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to question at what cost and how and why.
It's a lot of deep questions. And I've been missing Nightcrawler in all these X books.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'm glad we finally got him back in such a profound way as this philosopher / religious figure
Yep.
posing these questions that we've had since the beginning.
Dude, these existential questions to literally immortal beings is amazing.
Yeah.
I just picture my head Nightcrawler popping into the bedroom while this foursomes happen.
Oh, God.
My mistake.
I'm like, gee, what are you doing?
I thought we
And then,
did,
and then it becomes like, which wrong room? Yeah, it is. Nightcrawler, you can leave. Just one more second. Animatic.
He's like, both of them?
I'm just more. I'm making sure the law make more mutants.
Kill no humans. There's no humans in here. Good. Bye.
But yeah, that Crucible, especially as he's... Bro, I love how, like, Apocalypse is not even using the sword much.
Mm.
He's just bashing her in
Yeah.
because she's so tiny. She
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like she's like a
Yeah.
20-year-old, barely 100 pounds.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
But his words were way worse than that. So
Fuck, bro.
Like,
And-
so that final swing, though, accept this gift.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
scene is just her waking up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, but her siblings watching
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
fear
yeah.
for her, man.
In fear and anger.
Right, because to them, like, they're watching
Yeah.
their sister die.
Well, but
But
they're
that's who
also
you're
they're
going.
watching their sister die, but they're also watching their sister be berated for something she had nothing to do with.
Exactly.
You know, it's like going to the electric chair for something you didn't do,
Right.
and everybody knowing it,
Yeah.
but at the
Right.
same time, them
And then
pulling the
assault you.
switch. Yeah, and then them still pulling the switch with your family watching, going, "We know he didn't do it, but we got to fry somebody."
But you're a piece of shit. It's like, what the fuck? It's great, and I really love that moment where she thanks him, and he goes, "I didn't do anything, child. You deserve this."
yeah.
And
But
that's like,
still, thanks.
Thanks for the berating.
and I like how that ending. Like that's where
Yeah.
Nightcrawler's like, I think I need to start a religion.
Although I still
Yeah.
think I don't know why, but I still think it's weird that when you're reborn, you have to be presented to the group naked. It's like, can you give me a shawl or something?
It's to bask in all your, mutant glory.
I'm sure it has a meaning. It's just, to me, it's like, oh yeah.
I guess it's
every
just
time you see
to-
someone present it, it's
You're
in this like
reborn
otherworldly.
as you were originally.
Yeah.
All I know is that if it were me, I'd be like, do I want to be reborn?
But
You don't have a choice.
We're missing something too, where there's wills. These mutants
Oh,
have
the wills, that's
Dude,
right.
yeah.
The wills blew my fucking
and
mind.
then how you want to come back, but can Cerebral do that?
Well, they're talking
The
about
way
how
you wanna
some
come
people.
back.
No, they're talking about how they want to come back, but they want to come back as their best self. And
Right.
some people feel that their best self is them in Magneto's body.
Right. But they
And
run
actually
out
bring
wills
out
like, oh, I
wills.
want to be like this, but
Yeah.
how do you know how Cerebral is going
Well,
to
then
then
they start
Cerebral
talking about-
takes your mind, but the body is done by the Five.
And then they
Right.
then they plant the idea of the Chimera
Right.
that Sinister's
Right.
going to start experimenting with sooner or later if he hasn't already, of
Yeah.
combining
He has
powers.
this-
Yeah.
To get those
He
special
has
powers. Yeah, he's already started.
Yeah, he.
That man's already on like 2 powers together, 3
Yeah,
powers.
Dude, but that existential crisis question of coming back and as someone else's body, like, because I know the Resurrection Protocol said that, like, you can't bring the host of one mutant and the mind of another, but if you could start designing a body, let's say similar looking,
Yeah.
it's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's
See,
gonna be
these
strange.
are all. This is all. Well, you're starting to see the pieces come together because these are all the foundations, very, very early on, of everything we saw in Powers of X.
Oh,
Yes.
Right.
You're starting to see these puddles come together and form lakes.
Mhm.
And it's weird because those are past selves, past lives.
Mhm.
So it's like it's weird. It's weird them getting this reset and almost going down the exact same path.
Mhm.
because it's inevitable.
Yeah,
Which is basically the point of those stories. is
It's like
always
finding
gonna
fire.
happen.
It's like AI. It's inevitable.
It's not if, but when.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the best for House of X, Powers of 10. The best way to say it. It's not if, but when.
When. Yeah.
I love the X-Men #7. Hickman fucking knocked that
Yeah,
out of
man.
the park, man.
The guy's his own version of a god.
He's written X-Men. He knows X-Men.
He's done it. He's taken
I mean,
it to another level, man.
Yeah.
I know people now reading House of X and Powers of 10, and they're asking me questions. And I'm like, finish, because
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's some
Yeah.
answers that I don't even know.
Mhm.
Like I
We're still
can't even
trying to
give you.
figure out.
I'm amazed at the guy who could take all that history
yeah.
that never made any sense
Bad
together,
history.
and then and all of it, and then not
With
throw
no
it away.
character. Make it all make sense.
Not throw it away. Just rephrase it, recontext it
Yeah.
by essentially just changing one person into a mutant and giving her a power.
The most radical power.
Yeah, and then that's all he really. If you think about it, that's all he really did to make all that history make sense.
Yeah.
On top of that, that's just the foundation. What he's done is
And it
he's
continued.
he's propelled them to, like, it's their own universe. So now they have their own set of questions.
Mhm.
They're questioning immortality, not mortality.
Yeah, but immortality has existed within the X-Men before.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm saying is that you have a guy who came on to a book that has suffered. I'm going to say suffered for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
You know?
20.
Yeah, so it suffered for the last 15 years of just
Right.
having too convoluted of a history. And everybody that's stepped onto this book to go, let's try it again, has failed. Hasn't
Yeah.
been able to make the book readable
Yeah.
to where you don't have to go back and understand the history. And then here comes a guy who says, I can do it. And he did. And not only that, but he changed the past and he told you how it was going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And he said, you're
Past,
still
present,
going,
future.
and you're still going, I want to know what's going to happen. What's
Yeah.
going to happen? You know?
He gave you the beginning, the middle, the end, all of this stuff, so that even if he, starts going off and doing other things,
Yeah.
he still gives you the roadmap of where you need to go.
Right. That's
And-
just essentially what the franchise needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad, too, because I know people who have been on X-Men for years, these past 15, 20 years, but haven't jumped back on now because they were tired of what X-Men was for the longest time. And Kevin, it's Andy at work. He will not jump back on X-Men. Like, he's trying to tell him he's been an X-Men for the longest time, and he would buy all the books.
It's like a
Is he a
bad
fan of
relationship,
Hickman,
man.
It's,
Yes,
it's
he's
like
a
a
fan.
battered
It's
boy,
just
right?
You should trust Jonathan Hickman.
It's just, once you've been beaten so much, you stop
For
going
sure.
back to that ex-girlfriend.
For sure.
Right. It's like the bad relationship. It's like, I don't care how much he's changed.
We got X versus Inhumans. And that was all kinds of bad.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's hard to get people like that back on the
That
train.
was probably the last blow for him.
Wow.
Actually, Andy did tell me he started reading the Powers of 10 House of X books. but he hasn't gotten through them yet.
Damn.
I was gonna say, all you gotta do is hand that dude that hardcover.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what else you do.
Read this.
Read this. And
then
then it's like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it, whatever. Just read it and come back to it.
Mhm.
Tell me what you think.
and I offered him our catalog and everything. I was like, we got it all. If you want to start, we got the catalog.
Bro, so many earth-shattering moments, man. The ending of the house, the ending of the Age of Apocalypse,
Yeah.
life.
Oh, yeah.
Thus
Crazy,
ends the sixth life of Moira McTaggart.
fucking crazy, man.
Fucking.
Hickman, man.
But yeah, those were our comic books. Let's finally move on to a bunch of other shit that we've not been able to get to.
Yeah, we haven't been able to get
For
to this
fucking
week. So we got
so
some
much
news
time.
this week. We've got a lot of news this week, but
Rapid fire.
I don't think we can do any of that rapid fire.
yeah, okay. So
I don't mind the Star Wars stuff, but the Masters of the Universe stuff is all you guys.
well, he's not even in the room, so I'll wait for that. So let's talk. Bob Iger stepping down from Disney. So you have
Well, and like immediately,
yeah,
like
same
not
day.
even like it's gonna be in
He
2
stays.
months.
He's going to stay on
He's
for
chairman.
He is chairman
Until
to
2021.
ease the transition. But
Yeah,
Bob
he's
Chapek,
staying on as creative.
but Bob Chapek has stepped up as now CEO of Disney.
This has been in the works.
And only now, Chapek.
Chapek.
Yeah.
I've only gotten a better kind of handle on because apparently, like people who love like the parks or whatever don't like the
Yeah,
guy
I can't stand it.
because they can't stand him because of like creative decisions that he's made with the parks.
Yeah, but it's hard to please people when it comes
For
to
sure.
the parks.
True.
If you really think about it, I mean, like I've been advocating for years for the Country Bear Jamboree to go away, please. And every time, if you could be within 100 miles of the park and say jump. I'm surprised nobody's jumped through this window. You can say the Country Bear Jamboree needs to go away. And somebody will pop out of the woods and go, "You're fucking crazy. That's part of the history. You cannot do that."
Oh my god.
So I mean, I remember going
Right
on
in
a
that whole
tour.
section.
Yeah, I remember going on a tour. I did the Keys to the Kingdom tour, and they talk about that where like Disneyland does the overlays. Like if the Haunted Mansion gets the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay and stuff like that, and then people asking questions like, "Why don't they bring that here to the Magic Kingdom? Why don't they do this and do that?" And people say, it's like, "Oh, but people spend thousands of dollars to come from all over the world to go to Magic Kingdom over because it's bigger over Disneyland, so they don't want them to come, and the one thing they want to see is not the way it should be."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, but that's bullshit." Because they do it anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they've done the Jungle Cruise overlay for the last 2 years. So that gives them whole water.
And doesn't Magic Kingdom do the Mickey Not So Scary?
Yeah,
Right. So they do change stuff.
But beyond that, it's like the guy did talk about how they've been trying to advocate for getting rid of the Country Bear Jamboree, and every time they bring it up, there's a huge mountain of people that come out of nowhere and go, "You can't do that. I've been doing it since I was a kid. Oh my god!" It's like, yeah, you know what? There are tons of things I've been doing since I was a kid that ain't there no more. Deal with it, okay?
I just found crazy because of the timing of Bob Iger stepping down.
Well, no. So
After
what actually
Disney Plus
happened? He was
succeeding.
planning on stepping down
The end of the year.
Yeah, it's
prior
been years.
to.
It's been years.
Right, he was planning on stepping down prior to the Fox deal, but then that came about, and he decided to usher it through, and so he stayed for that. Otherwise, he was going to be gone in 2019, I believe. But then the Fox it presented itself.
I like in his statement, he said it goes after this Disney Plus launch, and then he went over all the statistics whatever. He goes, "This is the perfect time for me to step down.
Oh, now
it's
leave on a
working.
high note, yeah.
It's good, And
There's been rumors of him wanting to run for president and shit too. So
yeah, Joe, we're talking about Iger stepping down.
It was gonna happen. That's why he was grooming Chapek for a while.
But like I said, I think he's still going to be on as the as creative. He's essentially going to be the Walt Disney.
Right.
Chapek will just handle the nuts and bolts of all the the financials and all that.
It's just weird, man. It's just weird to be entering a new era with Disney in this era that we all essentially a bunch of bloggers and YouTubers and movie news came about with the Bob Iger era of Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar. Was that Bob Iger or
all of it.
Damn,
he brought it.
All those acquisitions are Iger.
Yeah, because before that was Paul Motor. And Paul Motor was the one driving the company down.
No, before
No, it was
Eisner.
Eisner.
Michael Eisner. Because I was just going to say, think of it this way: Michael Eisner fucked it up, and then Bob Iger fixed it.
They said it made it 100 times better.
Yeah.
They are blaming this guy Chapek for all the cheap stuff in the parks, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just talked
we
about
were
that, yeah.
somewhat discussing that.
Oh, you
but
were-
like no, but say your piece about that.
I mean, I go to the parks a lot. You, Justin,
Yeah, I do go to the parks, yeah.
and
I mean, I've loved everything they've done.
No, yeah, but the cheapness of like not all the characters out at the same time, less people cleaning the bathrooms.
Oh, that's bullshit. I don't, because I have yet to go into a bathroom that wasn't clean.
I have
You have?
like once or twice.
Dude,
That's
I'm
not like every
look,
time.
I got.
Hell, I left the bathroom nasty once or twice.
But-
Necessary evil.
but what I'm
You
saying-
like unnecessary evil.
What I'm saying is, I go to the.
At Disney.
I have a bladder issue, so I go to the bathroom a lot. I go to
Okay.
a lot of the bathrooms. And I've been going for a
Really?
long time. I have yet to walk into a bathroom that has a problem. I've been in a bathroom that has a line out the door, and there's usually when I go in, there's usually 5 people in there waiting to get in there and clean it up. So,
They're blaming him for that stuff,
but that's bullshit. I mean, that's just people being nitpicky and stuff. Like you could have a problem with a lot of things that he's done with the parks, but it basically comes down to nostalgia. You know, oh, we changed this.
Oh no, I'm all for change.
Yeah,
I'm all for changing the parks. The parks need to be changed. Yeah. People get mad. Oh, you're changing this right.
I mean,
Oh,
look
fuck
what they're
you.
doing at Epcot now.
Oh, yeah,
I just visited Epcot over last weekend, and I mean that fucking place is like.
it's
And then they're
construction
talking
city.
about. I mean, have you heard about the 2-year refurbishment for
forever.
for Spaceship Earth?
No,
May 26th. Excuse me, May 26th. Place shuts down for 2 years.
so they're gonna
What?
revamp the whole inside, right?
Not Epcot, just Spaceship Earth.
Oh, no, I'm saying, no,
so they're
Space
gonna
Earth,
clean
yeah.
up
That's an
or
iconic.
change the
They're
ride
changing the ride.
completely.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
nice.
now it's going to focus more on instead of on.
Good.
It's going to focus more on communication.
I used to fall asleep on that ride anyway.
But what they're doing is they're moving the line that used to be outside in front
Under
They're
the ball?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're moving it inside the post show building.
Nice.
So you're going to go through the center, and then the line starts inside the building. So they're changing the track that usually was an S. You got off here, you got on here, and then you went through it, and you got off here again. They're changing it to in the round so that it just kind of comes down and goes around. So that's why it's 2 years. They got to change the track
Oh,
ending
yeah.
too.
Let them take
So-
their time.
Yeah.
Let them
But
do
you
it.
can't even get through the center of the park anymore because all the
they're
stuff they're
changing the whole
doing.
center.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, that was a little annoying when I went for the Flower and Garden
Yeah.
Festival.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool seeing all the RC stuff. The wife loved it, of course. So.
Yeah.
And
I finally-
I just drank in it.
I forgot to mention to you. I finally rode the gondolas.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Yeah, they move quick. I was surprised
Yeah.
how fast they move.
I got stuck on it twice. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, there wasn't much about Iger stepping out other than
Yeah,
all
I mean,
of that.
he's
But-
left them in a good spot, so we'll see
But
where they
the
go.
other thing that because it happened like I think the same day or the day after was the Star Wars thing, the new initiative
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
that they're pushing or that they announced this like
I
new
think that's
wave.
the new thing.
But so far it's only
Comics,
books,
right?
Right.
It's only
I thought
comics and novels.
And novels.
Yeah, comics. Yeah, I think they don't say comics, novels, and like audiobooks or so it's all like just like written work
Me
that we know of.
Yeah.
Audiobooks?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. Well, their novels come out in
Mhm.
in you know
Yeah.
print or audiobook.
Right.
You know, I've never had a mind to search for Star Wars audiobooks.
They're all over YouTube.
The Thrawn one is good,
All over YouTube.
I gotta look into that. I love audiobooks.
but it's
That's
hard
the only way I
because
read.
like actual canon
Two.
ones that I know, there's only like four or
No.
five, maybe more. I'm not sure.
there is
Yeah,
that.
now maybe they'll start pumping them out more with this
For sure.
initiative.
Yeah.
But then I saw I don't know if you guys saw that video of when they announced the Star Wars High Republic era, which is
Right.
400 to 200 prior to A New Hope. No, to prior to what's
Maybe
episode
Phantom
one,
Menace.
Phantom Menace, like that far. So absolutely no
actually-
Skywalker
It's actually a new area we haven't.
ever seen. Right.
Okay, cool. That's good.
And when they're saying that the galaxy is filled with just Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll run
That's
everything.
dope.
Right.
So we get new characters.
So it's New
all
Republic.
the
Right? Yeah, Brian, these
Old
characters.
Republic. No, Old Republic is thousands.
They're calling it the High Republic.
This is the
And-
height of the Republic.
Right, and then so the think tank, so it's this crazy amount of like writers, or whatever. They literally banged this out like in like 2 weeks or something
Mhm.
at Skywalker Ranch of just putting like, and I saw the board and it was pretty cool. What they love about Star Wars, what they love about fiction, what do they want in the future, but obviously set in the past, like for the future of Star Wars or whatever. and it's all these like Charles Soule from Marvel was like one of the heads or
Great.
whatever.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah, a lot of awesome people. Pablo Hidalgo, who's
Right.
part of the
Yeah.
story group. So a lot of interesting people and very interesting voices. So it's a lot of not just old white men. You got me
Right,
like
for sure.
Charles Soule. You got me like
Right.
it was a lot of Hispanics, black people, women. It was a really diverse set of people, and people saying very different things. And I remember it was going around on Twitter where someone zoomed in on the billboard, and apparently one of in the list for things you want to see in Star Wars, someone wrote down dinosaurs. So it started going around of like Jurassic Wars.
Man, I would have sold a kidney to be a fly on that wall.
Bro, it was cool. That video was, and I sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
The video was cool. But I don't know. What do we think of this High Republic era or whatever?
I'm excited for it.
People
I mean,
have been talking about getting that for years. I mean, like, I've been waiting.
I didn't want it.
I always
People have been wanting
Jedi,
Old Republic. They
Right.
wanted the 1,000 years ago,
Right.
and then leads to the War of the Sith
Jedi
or
at their
whatever.
height. Jedi being the protectors of the universe. I'm in. That's all I need to hear.
My only thing is, it's so short. It's only 400 to 200 years
you
ago.
can tell a lot of stories in that.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
a lot of time.
But,
We're
but,
still
that's-
telling
it's
stories
time that's
between
but they said there's
Empire
no.
and fucking.
But they said
you
there's
know?
no Sith. So it's like, oh,
But there's going to be an adversary though.
right. The adversary is the Nil. I don't know. Again, I don't know if you
Granted,
guys saw it.
there's no Sith, but one of Star Wars. It's no longer canon, but one of Star Wars' greatest adversaries was the Sith, Yu Zhang-Vong.
Yeah.
But not canon.
Not anymore. At the time,
But they've been taking stuff from the Legends books from
Right.
the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been
remixing.
remixing.
They've been
Yeah,
remixing.
remixing.
there's nothing to say that
so-
the Vong can't come back.
But-
no surprise
some
if they
form.
make a new version of.
But since you guys don't know, the adversary of this new era will be called the Nil, which they've described it as like it's essentially space Vikings. They
Okay.
just come, fuck shit up, and then move on to the next
Which
planet.
sound a lot like the Vong.
To me, that sounds a lot like, of course, thinking Star Trek, like Romulans,
No,
No.
or fine, more like Borg.
Klingons.
I was
more like
thinking
Borg.
I'd
Borg
say
in the
more
sense
Borg.
that Borg in
Because
the sense
Klingons are
that
so
they just,
savage.
but they don't fuck anything up. They just come in and
They assimilate.
They assimilate,
They
right?
leave. The Klingons fuck shit up. The Klingons come in.
Okay,
and
so
fuck
fine.
everything.
So this is
Klingons
Star
are
Wars
basically the
version.
Vikings of the
Yes.
world.
So I think
that
this
makes
is
sense.
So you're right, Justin. It is more like Klingons than.
It does
than,
sound like the Vaughn, but the Vaughn had a super weapon too.
Yeah, but
So,
the Vong,
everyone's got
the
a super
difference
weapon.
between the
Everyone's
Vong
been
was
created.
the Vong were organic based
I remember.
instead of technology based. So all their weapons, all their ships, they're all like organisms.
Living?
They were living
plant-
alive.
plant-based.
And then
That's nice.
their other thing is they were absent from the Force,
Right.
so that the Force had no effect on them whatsoever.
Yeah.
So they
Ooh,
were
so maybe that's
It's
what
actually a
this Nil
worthy
is.
adversary.
Nil, no effect from the Force.
Yeah, it could be that.
that could be repurposing a lot of the. See, the cool thing about the Vong.
And they look like half mech.
Oh, that's
okay,
different.
That's different. Because, but it's taking an idea
Right.
and
and then
remixing.
and remixing it, because the Vong came from their extragalactic. They weren't part of this
Right.
galaxy. They're from another galaxy.
Right.
They came into this galaxy and they started early on. They infiltrated because they had organisms that they could put on their body that made them shapeshift, that made them look like other people. So they could infiltrate our stuff. But the biggest thing about them was that they were absent from the Force. So the Jedi had zero effect on them. And a lot of their technology was lightsaber resistant
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
But
the perfect enemy.
but let's
They
not
came in-
describe that too much. 'Cause I don't want to confuse people.
No,
'cause
I
that's not
understand.
canon.
And the one other thing,
So this is how the Nil look. I know no one could listen. Could
you can post
see
a
it.
picture on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll post that. But if you just Google High Republic Nil, and it'll come out. NIHIL, and you see like they have these kind of like mech looking like apparatuses, gas mask looking masks, crazy weaponry.
So they look like different races that come together
Right.
under a certain technology empire.
So it was explained in the in this High Republic video thing of what the Jedi govern is just the center to maybe mid rim. So everything outer rim and beyond is all just wild space. And they've explained it like there's going to be stories that will kind of borderline like westerns because it's just going to be like a lone Jedi against a bunch of Nil and stuff.
Okay, so that's what the Vong looks like.
So it is almost similar looking to Vong, but more technology.
More technology based, yeah.
Or steampunk technology.
So now
yeah.
my worry is this is only going to stick to the books, and then we're still going to do something else with the movies. And it's like, can we just stick with this era?
Well, wait.
Because
Do we know that though?
They said it's just books. They just said it's just comics,
It could be
comics,
different
novels,
now.
and ebooks.
Could be for now.
Right, for now.
Yeah,
I-
I'm sure
if this
if it
gains
works.
traction, they'll do it.
Right,
It worked, they'll
that's
start
exactly
making
what I
movies.
think.
Yeah.
I think this is their testing ground. See how people like it, and then if people like it enough, move into the movies.
Yeah.
What I just don't want is, I just don't want to, in the movies, I just don't want the movies to be following the same group. You get me?
Yeah.
Don't give me someone that we're already familiar. Give me a different corner, a different era or target in this era.
You know, Anakin's grandmama.
No, man, fuck.
Either.
Or like this one, let's say a comic book in the comics where let's say a character pops, and then the movie divulges into their lineage. It's like, God damn it, man! I don't want another family drama saga. Give me something else.
Isn't their next movie next year? No, 2022,
No,
right?
done.
22.
That was another thing that was along with
And
this
we don't know
announcement.
nothing about it.
Yeah, we don't know anything about
I
it.
don't think they know anything about it.
That's true.
I just know it was. I can't remember the name of the director.
Oh, they had to put a
is-
director on it?
Yes, the director did Slight.
Right.
Man, I forgot his name.
For how long though? Until he.
No, I think he's excited about it.
And that's another cool thing of diversity. It's a black director doing Star Wars.
Yeah,
Oh.
dope. All right. I always said I want
Man, I
to.
can't remember the name. I've never seen his movies.
Justin Dillard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
He's done like 2 indies.
He also and the writer for Luke Cage, Matt Owens, will be penning the project. So that's what we have right there.
Okay.
All right,
At least he's
that's one strike against it.
well. At least he's done something in fiction, like
Yeah.
fantasy wise.
And I mean, you can write good shit in that shit. So.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What is the movies?
The one that I saw of his that I really liked was called Slight. He also did one called Sweetheart, Stray, Judy Goose, The Exchange. They all look like indie movies.
Yeah, I've never seen any.
Slight was really cool because it came with a comic tie-in,
Okay.
and essentially it was about quote-unquote magic superpowers.
Right.
But the whole twist, the whole reveal to it all is the kid took it to the next level where to do his little electromagnetic tricks, he implanted wires into his arm to a battery, and then he put contacts in his hands to do the EMP things.
Okay.
And then the full story is that it's just him and his, I think it's sister. The parents have recently died, and he's trying to make everything work. And then some gangs get involved, and he has to save his sister from the gangs. So then he amps up his power
Right.
to go ahead and fight them. And he's like yanking their guns and stuff like that and messing with them. And at the end of it, it's all because like he saw a magician when he was younger.
Yeah.
And the magician's like, hey, look, the way I did the knife trick through my hand is little by little every day I cut through my hand. It's completely fabricated,
Okay.
but it you know, it makes this cool little thing where, you know, the kid made his own superpower.
Okay, so one of the other things I want to touch on is it was announced this week that Spielberg will not be directing the next Indiana Jones, and that James Mangold is being courted to do another Indiana Jones.
We swap
Now-
one good director for another.
But here's my question, though. Is it an Indiana Jones movie without Steven Spielberg? Because it's all... Remember, it's
He's
all...
staying on to produce.
Well, is
He's
Crystal
staying on
Skull
the
an
bench.
Indiana Jones film with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah,
Technically, yes.
unfortunately.
But here's the thing: it still looks like an Indiana Jones
Yeah,
movie.
you're right. It's
Okay.
that look.
It still has all the same trappings of an Indiana Jones. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm a big fan of Foley work in sounds and stuff like that. All the Indiana Jones movies, they all sound the same.
Right.
They all have the same gunshots. They all have the same punches. They all have the same all of it. It's just not necessarily in all movies. It just happens to be in all Steven Spielberg movies. So you bring in James Mangold, who's going to bring in his own people, who's going to do his own things. Does it just because it stars Harrison Ford and it has Indiana Jones on the cover? When it's not
Will it
a
feel the
joint
same?
project, will it feel the same? Will it be an Indiana Jones movie, or will it just be a movie trying to be an Indiana Jones movie?
It might be the latter, but I think it'll still end up being a good movie.
Well, I mean, if it's good, it'll
Yeah.
definitely,
I think that's what they're hoping.
I think it'll be a good movie, but it won't be an Indiana Jones movie, quote unquote, in the way you see it with the same sounds. But maybe he will do that. Who knows? To keep it, certain things there.
I would hope so.
No, but I've heard Mangold in some interviews before. He likes,
To do his own thing.
yeah.
See, that's what I thought.
So
And I like Mangold a lot. I was like,
he's done that before, like Wolverine.
yeah.
like,
Yeah, but what he did with Logan alone.
right,
was-
Logan, they left him alone. You know what I mean? So they mess with him, you get the ending of Wolverine. They leave him alone, you get Logan. So you leave him alone, you get Ford v Ferrari. You get. So I think he's definitely if he's going to take it on, he's going to be doing what
he wants to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought.
Mhm.
You know, and now comes, will this be? You know, can
Can he capture the magic?
Can
of
he
the original
exactly?
movies?
Can he capture?
I know what you're saying.
Can he make this as whimsical as an Indiana Jones?
As Indy 4?
But you can't do that. You can't do
I'm
that
joking.
because he made 3 other movies that are beloved. So just because he had the one that is vile, I'll admit that, you can't sit there and just base everything off the one
I
movie.
walked out of that.
All right, so we're gonna go round the table right now. Favorite Indiana Jones movie, starting with you,
Oh.
Justin.
Last Crusade.
Oh,
Cool.
Jeff, come on.
For me, it's easy.
What's the second one?
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
Which is that's yours.
Yeah.
Joe.
Last Crusade.
For me, it's easy. It's Raiders.
Me too. I'm on Raiders.
I love Raiders.
Raiders of the Lost
good.
Ark.
Raiders is good.
I was ready to start it all. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
I just enjoy
Yeah.
Last Crusade a lot more.
You really like
I did like
Phoenix?
the.
Oh, you like the Sean Connery?
Like Sean Connery. I
Sean
like the
Connery.
dynamic between the two.
yeah, I have to admit, like that. It's great.
It's dope.
I like
I mean,
the
they're
one
all
for
great.
the Holy
Yeah,
Grail.
The Holy
It's
Grail scene with the knight,
Yeah.
absolutely
The,
fantastic.
the
Iconic.
whole ending of that movie where he's in the cave,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, it's just brilliant to me. But I love everything leading up to that. I could watch that movie all day long. You know, I mean, even shit, you know, stupid stuff like pushing the guy out the window going, no
Yeah.
ticket, you know, stuff like that. And then everybody flipping out.
I like all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there's
Yeah,
Day
no,
93, great, fantastic.
my whole problem, there's only one thing about Temple of Doom that I don't like. That's the bug scene.
Yeah.
I can't stand that scene.
For me, Temple of Doom, they played it so much on TNT, it just played out in my head. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to see this movie
That's
anymore.
why it ended up being my favorite, because that's where I saw it.
Yeah, it played on TNT
Mhm.
every Saturday religiously.
I just remember doing laundry, watching Temple of Doom.
Nice.
It's funny, growing up, I saw Temple of Doom first, which
Mhm.
and it didn't
Me
matter.
too,
It was a
me too.
prequel. So when I saw Raiders, I was like, cool, this is what he did after.
Mhm.
And then I was like, this is awesome. And then I want to just keep rewatching Raiders
Yeah.
because it was awesome. To me, it was awesome. I thought it was such a step forward,
Have you
but
heard-
I didn't know it was
Have you
first.
heard the thing about Raiders, though?
What?
That you could remove Indiana Jones from that movie and it wouldn't make a difference.
How? The fuck?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I
Think
kind of
about
want
it.
to watch it again because
Think of it, it's true. If you rewatch that movie,
everything
if you-
still happens the same.
everything would happen the exact same way. I mean, not exactly the same thing, but everything would. The ending would still come about.
Mm.
That ending,
Oh, even without his
even without
intervention?
him, because they would just get the arc sooner.
Yeah.
They would still open it up, and in fact, they probably would have ended the war because they would have opened it in front of Hitler.
Yeah.
He just prevented them from opening it in front of Hitler. But if
Okay.
you remove Jones from the movie, it does not affect the end of the movie whatsoever.
Yeah, but so much fun.
Damn, that's so
Oh, yeah.
deep.
It's so much
That's so
fun.
deep.
So last thing I think me and Joe want to cover is the fact that they announced the voice cast for the Kevin Smith reboot of Masters of the Universe, and this
Fucking
this
great.
voice cast is fucking amazing. I'm
It
sorry.
is.
I mean, not only you got right off the bat you got Mark Hamill as Skeletor. You can't get any better than that.
No.
Or you think you can't get any better than that. And then in fact, the least amazing person in this cast is the guy they got to play He-Man, which is
Right.
Chris Wood, who was on Supergirl. Is actually Melissa Benoist's husband.
Okay.
Oh,
Monel.
Monel, thank you. So he's
He's He-Man. and
he's
Adam.
He-Man. You got Dietrich Bader as Trapjaw. You got Kevin Conroy as Merman. You,
That's gonna.
That's gonna be
That's
hard.
great.
you got Liam Cunningham, who was Davros. On
Davos, right?
Davos. He's Man at Arms.
It makes sense.
Love
Susan-
Devils.
Susan Eisenberg, who was Wonder Woman in the Justice League cartoon.
Right.
She's the sorceress.
Oh, she's great.
Sarah Michelle
Great.
Gellar as Tila.
Great.
Lena Headley as Evil Lynn.
That's
Come
gonna
on.
be, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Phil Moore as Hero.
Mm.
Justin Long as Roboto. Griffin Newman as Orko. Then you have the original Skeletor, Alan
Right.
Oppenheimer as
Right.
Mossman.
That's monster.
And then Kevin Michael Richardson as Beastman, which I love. I love Kevin Michael Richardson. Henry Rollins as Triclops. Come on.
Wow.
Stephen Root as Cringer. Alicia Silverstone as Queen Marlena. And then you get into some...
What the hell is she doing?
and Tony Todd as Scarecrow.
She's been waiting for a Clueless reboot.
So that...
she's the only Earthling. She's the Earthling.
Yeah, they announced the King too, but he's not on this cast
King
list.
Randor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They announced the King, but he's not on this cast list. So I don't.
No, it's dope. I like
That's,
the factions.
That's Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all the Masters of the Universe stuff now is going to happen on.
Wait.
on
Yeah, because Sony gave up like dopes, and they gave
and there's
it-
also another cartoon in the works too.
yeah, that was more for kids.
Yeah.
Kiddie, it's more kiddie. Which is I'm watching that too. I don't
Mhm. So if this makes it, then they'll get. And this series is supposed to pick up where the original Masters of the Universe left off.
Oh,
So it's supposed to be a continuation of that story. New art, new everything, but still, yeah.
Continue that story.
Yeah. Although
it's interesting that Hero's in there because Hero's the He-Man from the past. So that's pretty cool.
Hmm?
That's cool. No,
Yeah. So
I can't
moving
wait.
on to some reviews, you got some people who've seen some movies.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't. I haven't been in movies
Same.
in a long time.
same.
Did you guys want to finally talk Sonic?
I
know
know.
George-
Oh, Jeff, we can talk Sonic.
I mean, you don't have to.
Damn.
I mean, I loved it. I was just like, it's been a couple weeks. Like,
Oh no, I mean
I loved it. It was great. I want a sequel.
that's
Like,
pretty much that's what I say.
basically it.
I cried in the
I
beginning.
want-
Jim
sequel
Carrey, you
today.
cried?
Hey, man,
Why'd you cry?
that-
When he was a baby?
yeah,
Okay.
those
Being
first
chased by
5
the
minutes.
Knuckles?
Yeah, okay.
Then it was Baby Sonic.
I didn't
He
cry.
was Baby
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it was
how
sad.
how cute? The Baby Jabba or Baby Yoda?
Like Baby Yoda level.
Oh wow!
Dude, super cute.
I wouldn't go
I was
back
like, I
to
want
that.
one.
He is super cute.
Dude,
though.
it was super cute. A little, but he was obnoxious because it's Sonic.
Yeah.
Do we get Super Saiyan Sonic in this?
No, we don't
No.
get Supersonic.
You don't get Super Sonic.
Well,
It leads you there, but
No,
you don't get him.
he doesn't go full super.
okay.
He goes yellow. He doesn't do that.
Okay, oh, fair enough. Okay.
But it does. It leaves the door open for so many things in the future,
Yes.
including
100%.
like the secret ending type thing that they had.
Yeah.
And then Jim Carrey absolutely steals the movie.
He's amazing.
If you want classic Jim Carrey,
He's the
if you're
reason to
feeling
go.
for it. Watch it.
He's great.
He's the reason to go.
I think I'm gonna go see it now, based off of that, because I want a revival of Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's-
that's
he's
what it
back.
seems like he's doing. He's starting to go on these new movies that he's starting to play. It looks like he's gonna, fall back into what
He's
he's
Well, because he's
SNL.
also getting his serious kick from doing Kidding on
Yeah.
Showtime.
exactly.
So he's like he's
He's
balancing
balancing.
both.
To me, he's SNL. Carrie.
Yeah,
Like
You
after.
mean in living color?
I mean, sorry. Yes. All right, a little bit after that.
Okay.
He's the mask.
he's
Ace
in
Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Right.
He's
style.
in that.
Like, he
He's
made
in
me-
that vein.
I saw the movie and I instantly went home and I was like, I want to watch Ace Ventura.
That's
Exactly.
funny.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, he was good. And the Marvel teaser at the end,
Yeah,
it's great.
Great.
They tease Tails.
Oh really?
She comes into the world. She's like, I gotta fight Sonic.
The voice sounded great.
It was
He
perfect.
looked beautiful. I
And
was
when
like,
she started flying, I was like, the
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
for it. I was
yeah.
like,
I'd
yeah.
say-
I was like,
I
this
was
is
like, oh my God,
amazing.
I'm gonna cry.
This is amazing. So yeah, give me
Yeah.
a sequel, and it's doing great financially too. The box office.
Oh yeah, I made money.
It's doing hella great. So
More than Birds of Prey.
for
So-
sure,
It's the first good.
the audience they were targeting could actually go see it.
I absolutely called that it was gonna make more money.
Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys
today.
called that.
So
You guys called that.
And before Kevin says it, Detective Pikachu also did really well, but this blew out Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Really? I thought the video did great. in
It
the
did do
box
great.
Yeah,
It still blew it out.
Wow.
Sonic's doing really
Wild,
well.
right?
Dude, and I thought Pikachu was like a worldwide phenomenon.
It is. It was great. It was beautiful.
Apparently not as big as Sonic.
That's
I don't
crazy
know how
to me.
Sonic's working for a lot of people.
Sonic's been around a lot longer than Pokemon.
That's true.
And they were smart to get in front of Onward because we get Onward this weekend.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, the release date for it was really good. All they really had to contend with was Birds of Prey,
And that was ours. So.
and that was ours, so it's not for kids. So there's no
Yeah.
contention.
So you guys saw Invisible Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
The other demographic counter programming.
Yeah.
Other counter programming.
It was so fucking good.
So basically, Jason Blumhouse
Mhm.
answered to the Dark Universe because that shit failed upon arrival.
Yeah, after
That's
the
so
Mummy,
sad.
they scrapped that shit, and so they went to Lee Wanell, who most people may know from Upgrade, and
Which was
and also
great.
the Saw movies with James Wan.
Okay.
They wrote and directed together on the Saw movies.
Upgrade was
Upgrade was great.
Fucking tastic.
Yeah,
What's the
Upgrade.
movie you recommend? You recommend
Fuck yeah,
it?
that small indie sci-fi
Mhm.
movie.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw that
So
recently. It was
awesome,
so good.
and gruesome.
With like the budget Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
He's great,
Logan Marshall
Yeah,
Green.
yeah, he's great though. But
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
is.
He's like a budget Tom.
The sad thing is he's more decipherable because
Yeah.
Tom Hardy can understand a fucking word, but goddamn is it great.
Tom Hardy, you understand them better with the Bane mask on.
Oh god.
But no, so I was telling the guys before we started potting. They basically reimagined the entire story of the Invisible Man to a modern spin on it.
Yeah,
and-
it's more
Show it to
technologically based.
yeah, and then mainly showed it through the eyes of the victim
Yes.
instead of through the eyes of the
I thought that
Invisible
was
Man.
amazing.
And
That's such a smart thing.
they basically do she's escaping a domestic violence situation,
Yeah.
and her husband is, or I don't even think they're married. It
No.
was like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend haunts her through this technology he created to become invisible.
Yeah. But the twist
Yeah.
was that he's believed to be dead.
Yeah.
He killed himself.
Yeah, so the movie starts
everyone
out.
treats her like she's not only an abusive victim,
Right.
but she's also fucking crazy.
When she's having reactions and like thinking he's around, they're like, "It's your PTSD. You're
Yeah.
saying you've been through a lot. He's not here. Don't let him haunt you."
What I love,
In actuality, he's fucking haunting her.
yeah, and really, really early on, there's these really long takes of sequences. So her, like, an example is like really early on, is her escaping the house.
Yeah, that's how it
So,
starts.
You
They show that in the
literally
trailer.
follow her, Justin, through every moment.
Mhm.
Getting out of bed quietly, getting the bag out of the
Mhm.
closet, checking the camera because he has an excessive
Yep.
amount of security
Yep.
in the house. So she has to look at every camera, move the camera, make sure it's pointing at his
Mhm.
room. Keep
Yeah, 'cause
checking
she's
as he
watching it on his
gets
phone.
dressed, and all of this is silence.
Yeah.
Wow.
As she's
Yeah,
just
there's no.
escaping
It's
the
like
house.
a quiet place.
Dude,
Silent, like,
And then with the score, it
Mhm.
builds this
Mhm.
crazy tension that it's the only way I can compare it to is like Uncut Gems. But
Yeah,
Uncut Gems is
yeah.
like anxiety inducing.
yeah,
This
Yeah.
is like I'm about to have a heart attack if she does not make it out of this alive. Because you care, you're like, bro, please.
I don't know
dude.
how he was able to do that, but instantly you care for her.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she gotta get away. She's almost there. She's almost, and then the damn dog.
Yeah. The thing that really killed me, and I told my wife about it. I told her early on, and she couldn't unsee it the rest of the movie. Is the Lee Whannell kept framing it every time Elizabeth Moss is on screen. They keep framing her as if like in a corner or like in the side,
Yeah.
as if trying to fill up space, as if two people are in the
Mhm. Or in
frame.
this-
But there's no one
Mhm.
there.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, so your eyes, as the audience, you keep looking behind
Yep,
her.
yep.
It's like, okay, that thing's gonna move, and it never does.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh,
So when something does move, it's always off screen. But when the camera goes back to
Uh-huh.
that area, filling the screen again, it's moved.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
a door is open now. And I like how you hear it
Mhm.
when she is looking away from it and the camera's moved out
Yeah.
too. You hear like a door open.
Sound
She
design
freezes
is so
and-
important.
Bro, it's so good. This movie would not have existed a couple of years ago.
No, I don't think so.
With
Not
the
with what they were
techniques,
trying to do with the
Exactly,
universe,
man.
the Universe Monsters universe. It wouldn't have worked.
It would have not worked. And with
They
this,
had to fail in
and
order
with
to
this
get
acting,
this.
this acting alone is like,
She is
there's
so
no
fucking
way
good.
this psychological thing should have been this good.
She's so fucking good.
What?
Elizabeth Moss is amazing.
What was the guy? What was his in the movie? What was his name?
The
What,
actor
the
or
character?
the
The
character? Adrian.
Adrian.
Never got a last name.
He did, but
Yes.
I forgot what it was.
I forgot.
Because he was like this. He's like this world-renowned scientist. So that's how he
Yeah,
he lived
specializing
this
in
mansion
optics.
And, yeah, he specialized in optics. So and he won like all these awards for it.
Griffin.
No.
Yeah, I think it was Adrian
It's
Griffin.
Adrian
Yeah, I
Griffin?
think it is
I can
Adrian
quickly
Griffin.
check.
Then yeah, that was in the book. That was.
So they kept that name.
Dr.
Oh,
Griffin.
nice. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I think that was his name.
That's why I wanted to know. Cause
Okay, yeah.
Because it was like in the book, in the original Invisible Man book, it was Dr. Griffin.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, he's got PhDs and all this kind of stuff.
And it wasn't until League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
You're right, Griffin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Adrian Griffin.
It wasn't until League of Extraordinary Gentlemen that he got a first name. Because in the book, it was always Dr. Griffin.
Oh, okay.
And then Alan Moore, when he did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he gave him a first name, but it was
Yeah.
Paulie Griffin.
Oh, okay.
But I like that because he never
For
had a
sure.
first name. In the original book, he never had a 1st
Mhm.
name. It was always Dr. Griffin.
Yeah,
And I like that they
they
kept,
kept
the
that
name,
in there. Yep.
so that
for sure.
really does connect it to
Mhm.
that world. So I like this movie even
It
more
works.
now.
It works, man. It man, the scenes where he's just she'll be in the kitchen and then he'll just pan to the hallway
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Yeah,
Does
he's
it
just
have
looking.
like
That's what I'm saying.
There?
Like you think something's gonna move
Yeah.
and nothing moves. So when it pans back to her,
Mhm.
again, filling spaces of two people are in frame, you hear something happen
Mhm.
outside of frame. So when it pans back, the thing that they made the noise had moved or is
Mhm.
gone,
Mhm.
but she and the audience did not see it
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
So you're almost along the ride with her.
You're just as paranoid as her.
Right, you're paranoid. You know something's happening because there's a movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, is it really all in her head? So then now what I was going to break down is the act structures.
Oh yeah.
So Act 1 really is the suspense and the build-up
Mhm.
and caring for the character.
Yep.
2 is the crazy shit is happening, but it's all off screen, so you think it's in her head.
Mhm.
People are treating her badly as if it's in her head,
Yep.
but she knows it is him. even though he's fucking dead or whatever. And then she starts learning about like, okay, there's fucking technology, so he has to be doing it. The third act is like a roller coaster of like 3 twists that I cannot say right now, but I think the ticket admission alone is worth those 3 twists alone.
Yeah.
Those 3 twists alone, I would have not. If you would have said those twists out of context, you would have been like, that would never work.
Nah. But it builds you up to it so well. It's
you care about the characters. You care about. She's incredibly active.
Mm-hmm.
And then that guy that plays Adrian, the Invisible Man, he's grown up Luke from Haunting of Hill House.
Oh wow! Okay.
He plays unhinged so scarily good. It freaked me out. Man.
Does it have like a paranormal activity feel?
I guess in the way it was framed, some of the shots are framed, but not in the sense that it's like.
Okay.
Are you guys like looking behind her, like looking for
Yeah,
something?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm
Like,
saying. But again, there's never close-ups on her.
There's scenes where she's just talking and no one else is there,
bro.
but you're like, but the camera is not facing her, and it's like facing the hallway, and you're just like, is there something there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, there's gotta be something there.
That one I was freaking out because I was like, every time I panned away, I'm like looking. I'm like, okay, that has to be something. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The camera kept making you think someone is standing there, as if there's a placement there, because it's always a framing for a person.
You're wondering if this is either a brilliantly directed film or a poorly edited film.
Yeah.
No, it's dope because
I was listening to a couple interviews with him. Lee Wanell is the name of the director.
Where is he from? That Wanell.
He's Australia.
Okay.
So he was explaining. So some of the frames there is someone there, and they delete them, and then some of the frames there isn't. But he wouldn't say which one it was.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
To get that framing of her as if there is someone there behind her or next to her or whatever. Especially the one. It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. Where he's the breath one.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get that
I think they
super
definitely
early. But when it does happen, bro, my audience freaked the fuck out. Even though that's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because the way it happens is such a different context.
Just to go on a little bit of a tangent here, I don't mean to take away from this. Do you enjoy seeing movies like that with audiences that freak out? Do you enjoy that? Okay.
But not like
I
don't.
I don't either.
And I'm glad I didn't. I saw it at 11:40 in the morning, and I was glad.
It's the one thing I can't stand. It's like when people screaming for shit that I don't
No, that's
about.
different. I like people that are emoting like me of like you could feel the gap, the movie, reacting. But like that fucking outlaw yelling, I can't stand
That's
that.
why I stopped going to see horror movies. Like, never mind the fact that I don't care for horror movies, but I would still go see them with friends. And I stopped doing it because like there'd be people in the audience that scream for the littlest thing. You almost want to turn around, smack them, and go.
This one, so I'd give that fair warning. If anybody is going to go see it, try and find the best theater where that's not the audience you're with, because this lends to that for sure.
Yeah. Super early.
Like,
and some people do enjoy that.
For
Some
sure,
people,
some people
I
like
people that are like, I can't go see a movie unless there's 400 people in the audience and they're all going to react.
I had a friend who hit me up and he was like, "Hey, I want to see this movie." He's a huge fan of Upgrade, and he was like, "I got this one theater I usually go to when I see horror movies, and everybody's having a ball, and I got this other one because I know he's like this. I know it's a little auteur of a movie, and I really want to pay attention." So he's like, "Which one should I do?" I was like, "Look, if you just really want to pay attention, go to the better theater." You know, but if you just want to have a ball with everyone, because this movie definitely lends to
And some movies lend to that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you can definitely go.
Yeah, I didn't go to my usual one. I went to Weston instead. It was just because of the convenience of timing. Yeah, and
like some of the big comedies like Anchorman and stuff like that. You'd probably want to go see with
want to go.
People are laughing,
sure.
right?
Yeah, because some of those movies they just don't lend to no audience. So you just find yourself laughing 10 times harder with people in the audience. So. Yeah.
Well, my experience, I don't know how it was with you, Jeff, but for me, I was dreading it because during the trailers, people were talking. And I keep going into the trailers. So I go to my wife, I go to Val, and I was like, fuck this crap.
That's always the worst.
This is going to suck. Well, as soon as that first sequence of her getting out of the house, well, not a peep for the entire movie.
Good.
Even I told her, I'm like, well, have you heard anyone? And she was, shh. I was like, exactly.
You're being the asshole.
So, I had that same feeling with The Quiet Place when I saw it. Like, I saw it with a bunch of people, and it was like...
Everybody's talking.
Oh, my... I was like, I picked the wrong time.
Damn.
And then the movie started, and it was like... It was good. I was like... But no, this one, there was like 4 of us in the theater, including me.
Oh, cool.
So, it was great. It was perfect.
You probably thought it was like an invisible audience.
Something next to me.
So, do we want to talk Picard, or do we want to talk Outsider?
Oh man.
Did you watch last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Nobody
just
else
saw
is
it
watching
before.
Outsider, right?
No,
No,
man.
sir.
I'm gonna end up just binging it, but
I say it's worth it.
okay.
Yeah. Especially this last episode.
Yeah. How many episodes is it?
It's gonna be 10. This is
10,
typical,
okay. Oh, it's
typical
10,
HBO.
right.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
But just to me, it sucked, 'cause especially early on, talking about it on the podcast with Justin, especially that we're both watching it. The first two are amazing,
Yeah.
are fucking incredible, and then the following two, so 3 and 4, are kind of like, wait, what is this show becoming?
Mm.
And then I'd want to say 5 and 6 are slow as shit.
Okay.
Like I'm just like to the point. I'm like, I told Val, I was like, I need to wait. I need to wait, binge like 2 or 3 episodes,
Yeah.
because this. We wait long for just an hour of people talking in a room and just like about abstract ideas.
Yeah.
Just like it gives me vibes of like True Detective, but way less interesting.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, please get to something. Find the thing.
Yeah.
Find the killer. Do something. Get some momentum, because what I was complaining to Justin about, especially off air, is I can't stand where characters. Obviously, as an artist, you're watching a story unfold, so there's bound to be elements that will be, let's say, supernatural, so people have to be some kind of suspension of disbelief, or technological, or sci-fi, whatever. But I hate when characters within the framing of the narrative behave as a certain archetype only because they cannot suspend their disbelief, and it's so annoying to see it drag for like 4 episodes. It's like, dude, clearly something is going on in the fucking town. Please know there is something beyond of what you could see is happening here.
But here's the thing, though. You got to remember, and it's a little different, because this world, especially in the first episode, this world is set up. Like the only way I knew that there was going to be a supernatural element to this was that it was written by Stephen King.
Right.
There is no hinting to it whatsoever until you get about 4 episodes.
Oh man.
Well, which is annoying.
But
So it
here's the
might have
thing.
served it if you didn't know.
If you didn't know,
Gotcha.
exactly. So this world they've created is supposed to be a normal world.
Right.
There is no supernatural element to it at all. And now you're forcing these people to believe that there is something extraordinary happening, and nobody wants to believe it. And that's the thing. I mean, think about how much people would fight in the real world.
Yeah.
Nobody would believe it.
Right.
They would rather tell you were crazy than believe that 4 people are just being killed out front their door by a supernatural being. So that's to me, that's what made it interesting.
Right.
Was that it took, and what made it even more interesting for me is it took a weird person within this realm to introduce the weirdness to the normal people.
Oh, wow.
Because Cynthia
Cynthia Erivo.
I think she's
Incredible. She's a savant.
she's a savant, not autistic. She's a savant,
Okay.
and she describes her childhood. Her child is fucked up, but she's very weird.
Yeah.
and she comes across that way. But it takes her reading into it and going, this is the only possible solution. And then her having to convince everybody else that, no, there's something supernatural to this. And imagine the crazy person telling the world that there's crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to believe it.
Right.
Right.
Invisible Man.
And that's what this show is trying to kind of, it's people trying to get over their own prejudices.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way this is possible going to happen. Meanwhile, it's happening.
Yeah.
So I understand where Kevin's coming from. Where it's like, you want them to just believe it, but it's like, but they're hitting the block of normality.
Yeah.
That's what the show is trying to introduce, is this block of normality.
Which makes sense.
What I understood to counter Justin countermeasure was it's not just like, let's say, her telling strangers, like newcomers, to the narrative.
Right.
She's literally telling people within the fucking narrative who have been seeing shit happening since the beginning of the fucking show. So to me, it's so annoying
Yes,
that
but they
to get almost 6 to 8 episodes and there's only like 6 people that believe shit, that something is happening.
You have her explaining the world that these people were killed by something supernatural when they already have an answer. It's not the right answer, but they already have an answer. Everybody already believes that Jason Bateman killed these kids, and it was tried in the media and it was done.
Yeah,
you know, the fact that he never went to trial was just a technicality. Okay, but they already believe that this is what's happening, and it takes these people to kind of say there's something different here, but we don't know what it is, and they're trying to apply logic to something that is illogical.
Okay.
Because she keeps repeating over and over again, two people cannot exist in two different spaces.
Right.
And that's kind of like the mantra of, you need to understand this.
Mhm.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Since I was in the trailer, I thought, I'm like, okay, cool. There's either going to be some kind of cool twist or a sci-fi element.
Yes.
I didn't expect a supernatural one.
Well, that's
So when it's somewhat hinted at, I was like, what the fuck? But it's cool because Jason Bateman stars and directs those main two,
Right.
those first two, and sets such an interesting,
creates a world.
realistic world with interesting camera angles. The way he directs is so awesome, man.
And everybody's got like a story going on, like because you've got Ben Mendelsohn's got this story going on with his family with his dead son, and then you've got Jason Bateman and his family with two daughters, and then now this kid that's kind of come out of nowhere, and then they show you elements like Bateman picking the kid up and taking him, and you're just like, whoa, wait a minute. And like I said, when you the only way I knew that there was going to be a supernatural element was that it said by Stephen King, and I'm like, well, there's obviously going to. I mean, the dude does not write anything else, so if this is normal, then shit. This is one of the only
the rare ones.
Yeah,
the rare
But
ones for sure.
this last episode they really dived into. I won't say the origins, but you get sort of some of the early beginnings of whatever this thing is, because they kind of flash back to where it started.
Oh, okay.
So
Possibly.
Possibly.
You don't know if that's the actual start.
where in this area where it might have started.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, there's.
I'm excited for the
good.
finale.
Yeah.
It's this week.
Yeah.
Now, so.
Okay, nice.
And here's the thing: this episode ends where you're just like, what the fuck? And then when you listen to the trailer for next week, the trailer ends with us because the trailer, the last line of the trailer, it's all black and it says, it's her saying, "What's your name?" And it's just
I
like,
love it.
oh shit, he's gonna fucking talk to him. So it's like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
that.
yeah. And Picard's been fucking. I mean, I'm a Star Trek fan, so Picard's been fucking amazing. I've just been digging this. Have you watched Discovery yet? Have you tried to get into it?
No,
I will after Picard.
after Picard, yeah.
Oh, okay. You know you don't need to.
No, it's just the time slots.
Gotcha.
I just watching too much at once.
No,
Like, Val,
yeah, definitely.
and then me alone is, well, I started with her, Picard, now Clone Wars, that's back with her. So there's a
You
lot.
need to devote.
Luckily, Clone Wars is a quick watch.
Yeah, that's like a lunch
Mhm.
when I'm at lunch or
You need to
whatever.
devote time to
And then
Discovery too.
Devs is this Friday.
Bro,
Yeah.
don't tell me.
What about the one?
That's my most anticipated show of the year.
Yeah,
Like,
Altered Carbon season 2.
That started.
The
I
first
wanna-
episode. In.
I want to start that.
I'm debating because me and my buddy watched that when it first came out, and we were like really into it watching it. So I'm kind of waiting to see if he wants to watch this one. But if in a week or two, if he doesn't say anything, I'm just gonna start watching.
it's rough. It tries to be hard, Blade Runner.
Yeah,
But
that's what I've heard.
I'm, a
I
horror
love
for
the-
sci-fi, so
I love the first.
started the
season.
second
Yeah,
season?
I love the first.
I haven't started
Okay.
second season. I've been trying to finish like backlog stuff. So like just today, I finally finished all of Men in High Castle.
There's
So-
there's a show coming out with Jason Segel that looked interesting. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Oh, is that the HBO one?
No. It's on like maybe not FX, but like AMC or something like that. I'm trying to remember how it was.
Man, I know what you're talking about. And I forgot what channel.
It's got like a long name to it.
But that Westworld season 3 is looking dope.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! I have to go. Like I watched the first season of Westworld,
Me too.
and then I couldn't get into.
I watched the first episode.
No, the first season of Westwood
Yeah.
is fucking amazing.
Westworld.
Westworld, sorry,
Yeah,
excuse me, Westworld. The first season of Westworld is amazing,
Okay.
and then they waited so long to give you the second season that the first season I completely forgot.
Uh,
So I watched the first episode of the second season, going, I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And then I was like, I was just too lazy to go back because Game of Thrones was on.
Yeah,
and
it was
I was just
a
too
lot,
lazy to go
yeah.
back and watch the first. I was just like, fuck this show, I'm done. And now the trailer for this season has them going out into
Yeah.
the real world, and what's Aaron
Paul.
Aaron Paul's involved, and there's like a whole weird.
That's
AI.
another one that looks like a cool futuristic sci-fi world. I'm like,
Mhm.
give me that shit. Because bro, you can't dog on HBO on their production value,
No,
man.
no.
Their shows always look so
Mhm.
good.
They know how to throw money at
Bro,
things.
that's what gets me so angry. So angry. I'm such a huge advocate for quality, and for HBO shows to still be in 1080p is so frustrating.
Here it is. Dispatches from Elsewhere. That's the show I was trying on AMC.
AMC, I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to
For-
pay more for 4K?
No, they just don't stream
They just
4K.
don't
They don't give things out in 4K, period.
Here's
Yeah,
So with Justin and I watching Outsider, Jason Bateman directing, and it looks beautiful on my TV,
Mhm.
but it's still not quite there
Right.
because it's not 4K. It's so annoying. I say we end it there because we've been on far enough tangents now.
Well,
And
here-
already surpassed 2
Well,
hours.
here's the thing. I just want to do this for that show Dispatches from Elsewhere that I thought sounded interesting. It's that 4 ordinary people feel there's something missing in their lives, but can't quite put their finger on it. What it is brought them together by chance, or perhaps it's by design when they stumble upon a puzzle hiding just behind the veil of everyday life. So and the way the trailers looked amazing.
That sounds like that Loop trailer that I sent you guys.
Yeah.
That Amazon's doing that by Matt Reeves, actually.
Yeah.
Who's also who's directing the
Oh,
Batman.
here's the thing. Here's the downside. See, it goes on to say, when they stumble upon the puzzle hiding just behind the veil of everyday life, as they begin to accept the mysterious dispatches from elsewhere, challenges, they come to find that the mystery winds deeper than they imagined, and their eyes are open to the world of possibility and magic. Sorry, Kev.
Well, at least the Loop one is sci-fi.
No,
I'm trying to get the name because I can't remember.
that trailer did look dope. So
And Amazon now is throwing in a
for
lot of money
We're
into
still
their
waiting
stuff.
on their Lord of
Wheel
the
of
Rings
Time.
show.
Amazon has the Wheel of Time coming out. They have
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth
Yeah.
show coming out. Amazon's finally putting their
Boys,
money where their mouth is.
The Boys season 2.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
The Boys was like their first like major hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ryan
not, you
was
can
big,
say
but not as big.
No,
Mrs. Maisel.
Miss Maisel, I would say.
They won
That's
all the
still
awards
cool
for that.
because I don't know multiple people watching
heard
this.
about
Honestly,
it.
I had never heard of it until you guys mentioned
It's awesome.
it. I'm on Amazon.
It's
I heard-
great.
I heard a lot of people talk about Goliath as being a big show.
Oh, Goliath is great. With Bob Thornton.
Yeah, and then the other one, Bosch. Bosch was a big one a lot of people talked about.
I didn't watch Bob.
But that's early days Amazon Video because that shit's like on season 6 or 7.
Something like that. But it's still, I remember when Bosch came out, everybody was fucking talking
Hell, I remember because I just finished Man in High Castle. When Man in High Castle started, they were like, "Oh, this is the first big budget,
Right.
high concept, not futuristic, but like sci-fi thing of this alt history thing." But it's just the writing failed, and
Yeah.
it's a slow burn.
I know we need to get out, but one last thing before we go, that movie, The Hunt, is coming out.
Yeah.
The one that was shelved because of
That
all the
looks
shooting.
terrible.
Does it really? I've been looking at it. I want to see
To me,
it.
it looks like B movie schlock, and I'm all
Yeah,
for
for
that.
sure.
I don't know.
pass.
I've been looking at it. I want to see
I mean,
it.
for that, new
But
news coming out.
I'm with Jeff because like if you watch Ready or Not, that's already better.
Yeah.
Ready or Not is so good.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I want to see this movie. I want to see how it wasn't shelved because it was bad. It was just shelved because of what was the problems in the world at the time.
I
Right.
think, yeah, it was just all kind of too
It was political.
soon.
It was political.
Yeah.
But okay, so tune in next week. We'll have more review. We'll have more to talk about. More comics, more TV, more movies, more reviews.
And
Hopefully,
Picard.
we'll talk about Picard because we'll get the next episode with the Impossible Box. So, or no, that was this
No,
episode.
that was
That
this
this
episode.
So the next episode is
Oh, did you guys
Then
watch
leaving.
Superman Red Sun yet?
no, not yet.
Oh,
Hopefully that
that
next
shit's
week.
good.
Yeah, we'll try to get that one, and we'll try to review that next week. Yeah, because I saw the trailer for it. Yeah,
It's fucking A, man.
so I read the comic. So
Yeah,
and
same.
then-
Yeah.
Huge Mark Millar fan.
Yeah. So tune in next week. Listen to us on all social media or all places you get podcasts. Follow us on social media. I've actually
Rogue Nation Pod.
Rogue Nation Pod. We've actually had somebody comment on our Facebook page.
Oh.
Who,
I saw.
well, the guy I give a shout out to, Matt. He actually commented on our page.
Thank you,
So
man.
thanks, Matt. So tune in next week.
Disengage.
This is-